Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We got no countdown, but we felt like we did. It's Thursday, December 17th. I'm Tori here with Al and Jeff. Lindsay is joining us from home. Lindsay in the Christmas spirit. How you doing, my love?
Hey!
Hey!
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
We're
awesome.
Good. We got our Christmas party today, our holiday party for work.
Yes, via Zoom.
Via Zoom. I can't wait.
I'll be in my car driving, so cheers, everybody.
But he'll still be drinking.
What?
No,
You gotta get home, Jeff.
Gotta get home. Well, millions of people on the East Coast are dealing with a massive winter storm. It's dumped feet of snow on communities up and down the Northeast, with ice and snow snarling traffic and threatening vaccine deliveries. Check out this close call. Several first responders already on the scene of an accident, jumping out of the way as a white truck, holy mackerel, nearly plows into them. Everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. Thank God they had the wherewithal. Meantime, Dr. Anthony Fauci is encouraging you not to see your kids
Done.
or grandkids this Christmas. Al is very happy, as he's doing. Fauci's planning a holiday with just his wife, saying he's not seeing his 3 adult daughters this Christmas, which, by the way, is also his 80th birthday on Christmas Eve. Now, he mentioned that Thanksgiving was already bad because we saw a little surge there. Lindsay, how do you feel about Fauci saying this? Do you think people will pay attention, or are they just going to not listen to Fauci?
I just want to say some positive news about the snow. I was like in a Grinch kind of like Christmas spirit, and I was really happy to see that New York had the most snow since 2016. That really made the Christmas spirit change for me. So listen, that aside, I want to bring some positive news, but also with Dr. Fauci saying, I think we have to really just remember this is the last stretch of this year. I remember years ago when I was a local news reporter, I never saw my family really a lot on Christmas because I had to work that day. It wasn't an option to take it off. And so it's like the sacrifice you make so that you can move up or do different things. Well, now we're all making a sacrifice for each other to keep each other safe. So it's like where you are, try to stay. And if you do move around, there are a lot of precautions. Like we just watched that airline video yesterday that people are keeping really safe while flying. So I think as long as you're one of those people that is traveling and you're following every single precaution, then you should be okay.
That's the word of the day, though, for me, Lindsay. What you said is sacrifice, right? Like patriotism. I know we all want to do something, but like during the wars, people were rationing their food. We were helping the country stick together, and that's what this is. I hope that can become the idea of the masks. Al, do you agree?
I do, and you know, going along with what Lindsay is saying, I look at it as a math equation: greater than, less than. I look at days as greater than day. And you have to look at it. Do we all want to spend Christmas Day with the people we love? Of course we do. We won't even discuss that. But we don't want that one day to affect the thousands that are hopefully coming after it. So that's how I have to look at it, Jeff, in order for me to get through it.
I just like Fauci walking the walk in this case, right? We see a lot of leaders, a lot of governors, a lot of mayors. I'm not calling anybody out, LA, Colorado, that tell their people to do one thing and then they do the opposite thing for themselves because of personal gain or whatever reason that they're in it for. And it's the same with people on the internet. Love and peace. Why don't you go kill yourself? What? You're talking out of both ends of your mouth, you know what I mean? So it's like, I love that someone's walking the walk. We need leadership, we need people, we need individuals that we see. He's gonna turn 80 years old, he's not gonna spend that with his grandkids. That's a big sacrifice. So tip of the hat to you, Dr. Fauci.
I agree with you. And we've seen, let's just call it like Gavin Newsom, the Democrat from California. He said he wasn't going out, and then he ended up at French Laundry eating with everyone, and he had to call himself out. So good on you for calling them out.
Well, I said Los Angeles, I just didn't give his phone number.
He's a Capricorn. No, I'm kidding. All right, you got to see these creepy Canadian COVID PSAs. All right, I didn't call them creepy. I didn't see them yet. The first one features a man with a coronavirus particle mask on his head. He's going to a house party, greeting other guests. He's drinking a beer. He's showing off his dance moves with the tagline, "Nobody loves a house party more than COVID."
Can I say something?
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay,
the next PSA is the same coronavirus man, the same guy. Wow, coming over for a holiday party, drinking eggnog. He's opening gifts with the family. He's eating dinner. And the tagline reads, wow, very similar. Nobody loves a holiday gathering more than COVID. So the question is, do you think these are effective and will stop people from gathering this holiday season? I thought so.
No.
No, not on you? Why?
Because COVID seemed like it was the life of the party. Like, he was dancing, he got everybody going, serving drinks. Like, honestly, if I'm looking at that, I want COVID to get it started. Somebody's got to start dancing first.
Are you being serious?
So I'm sorry, I'm pro-COVID in this one. Look, that COVID is kicking it.
Lindsay.
Look, no one was dancing before COVID got there.
He's a killer. That's a killer.
Well, it's like a Ted Bundy type, because he's blending right in.
That doesn't hit the message home.
Okay, Lindsay, tell me why.
That does not. It just doesn't. Like it looks like a joke. Like, that's just funny to me. That's not like a real. You know what really worked back in the day? Those smoking PSAs that would show like how your voice could sound. I think they need to show people like, this could be you on a stretcher. Stop playing.
The woman with the hole in her throat, Lindsay, remember that? Where she was like, I smoked for, oh my God, that was very effective.
So was that video, I will remember, to adopt pets. That was very effective.
Yes.
So
We're off track, but that was very effective.
Very quickly, can I just ask, when that came on, didn't you kind of want to change it because you didn't want to see the animals?
It made me cry. Now we're way off track.
Sorry.
But when Walter Payton passed away, they played that song like in
Sarah
Remembrance.
McLachlan.
I still remember that day they played that, and it makes me cry. Like, thinking about that day, I loved Walter Payton. He's my idol. And then every time, I think it kind of blends in with the videos of the puppies in the cages. I can't take it.
You're an emotional mess right now.
It was an effective ad. I mean, it's still affecting him. That's an effective ad.
I will. Okay, this is some big news in baseball. Major League Baseball announced they are elevating the Negro Leagues in status. What does that mean? All right, it means that all of the statistics about the great players that had been segregated out will now be included and count just the same as the traditional big leagues. What do you think about this in terms of inclusion? Al, what do you think about this?
I think this is a great thing. I mean, there were so many great players, and let's not just forget when we talk about segregation, that also was for the Latin ball players as well, which obviously have had a huge impact on the game.
Very true.
So I think that, you know, if we're going to open up to Negro Leagues, which I'm super pumped about, I would also like to see if there were some professional Latin leagues as well that had comparable stats, because I would like to see the totalitarianism, that's from our favorite movie, Something About Mary, the total package in terms of who was playing good baseball in that era, because we really just have numbers, we don't have footage.
I think this is a terrific thing. I just wonder how good and detailed those numbers were back then. You think anyone who's keeping stats really cared about things, you know? I wonder if they really
Maybe they took it more seriously because there was no computer, so maybe you took it seriously.
Maybe, but I don't know. The prejudice back then, if someone was doing real good, like maybe.
I
think that was more of a single.
Yeah. It's more of a, that's terrible. I think, Lindsay, let me know what you think. I just think this idea of inclusion, the Christmas movies now having like homosexuality into it and lesbianism isn't. I just like this whole trend towards it, Linz. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's important with the Negro League to address past wrongs, and even with inclusion in movies, we've done people in the LGBTQ plus community wrong for years and leaving them out and excluding them. And so I think, like you said, inclusion is very important across the board in all things. And so even if it's in the past, there are ways to rectify it in 2020 and not move forward and act like it didn't happen.
I can't wait to learn more about player Charlie Pride, may he rest, was a pitcher for the Memphis Red Sox in the Negro League. How interesting.
What a life.
What a life that man led.
I said they should do a movie on him, because to break through 2 glass ceilings in one lifetime.
In 2 industries. Amazing.
To play baseball and then to go to country music in
Crazy.
the 60s. I mean.
You're exact. Where's that movie, Jeff?
I know. They need a movie.
Al should play him. All right. A dad in Ohio.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
A dad in Ohio is going viral. This is lovely because of his rendition of the national anthem at his son's high school basketball game. So let me set up the story. He jumped in to sing when the sound system went out and his wife gave him the nudge. Take a look.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Wow.
I wanted to make fun of that so bad when I was reading this story. That was terrific.
Yeah, I saw it earlier and I thought,
yeah, that was really good.
Lindsay, weren't you worried when he went free? That's the worry part. The free. You know, the Whitney Houston part.
The bravery just to sing out loud in front of everybody is a huge deal.
Huge deal. And he said he would not let the national anthem go undone. That's so amazing.
He has to sing the national anthem when the sports get back to normal.
1,000,000%.
That'd be great for somebody to remember that and bring him and let him sing in front of Yankee Stadium.
And maybe go into call Jeff and say, I will remember you.
Don't do that. I'll cry.
Coming up on DBL, more fallout after Tom Cruise goes off on the Mission Impossible crew for not following COVID protocols. Plus, George Clooney reveals how he would have handled it. And later, our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, she's clearing up some more confusion surrounding the COVID vaccines, so you don't want to miss it.
See yourself.
Welcome back to DBL. All right, there's more fallout from Tom Cruise's fiery rant on the set of his latest Mission Impossible film. According to The Sun, 5 staff members have now quit after Tom launched into a second rant on set Tuesday. Tom was apparently really upset that news of his first blow-up went public. I would think so. He was caught on tape again, yelling at his crew after they were seen breaking COVID-19 protocols. Meantime, George Clooney.
And they taped him again?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if we can get that clarified in the booth. Was that again that they taped him, or he yelled about that happened? Okay, they're going to check that.
Sorry, that was just ironic.
I wanted to check that as well. It was a little unclear. Meantime, George Clooney said Tom didn't overreact because of the seriousness of the virus. But during an interview with Howard Stern, George said he would have handled the situation differently. Let's have a listen.
I wouldn't have done it that big. I wouldn't have, pulled people out. You're in a position of power, and it's tricky, right? You do have a responsibility for everybody else, and he's absolutely right about that. And if the production goes down, a lot of people lose their jobs, and it's, people have to understand that and they have to be responsible. It's just not my style to take everybody to task that way.
He was standing up for him, I think, and saying it's his responsibility. But George Clooney would be like, da-na-na-na, hey, don't do that.
You would think so, but he's kind of talking out of both ends of his mouth there. You know what I mean? Like, I would have handled it different. It's easy when you're playing Monday morning quarterback, right?
That's a good point.
So you don't know how you're going to handle that, George Clooney. I'm still on Tom Cruise's side on this one. If people want to walk away, that's perfect. It's your option to walk away. You don't have to be there. But at the same time, Tom Cruise has a responsibility not only for himself and his family, for all the families involved in that production. So I'm on Tom Cruise's side on this one.
To be honest, I am too, which is crazy that we agree. Lindsay, go ahead and speak up. Go ahead.
Because 5 people did walk away. So it's just like, you don't have to talk to people in that condescending manner in order to get your point across. I think that's what George Clooney was saying. I don't think Tom Cruise is in a position of power. He could just let people go. I think by example, if you lose your job, that'll tell the entire cast, hey, you break the COVID rules, you lose your job. Why are you screaming at the entire crew? Because who knows if those 5 people were people that were following the rules and just annoyed that they're in an environment where the boss or the leader of the entire production is screaming at them like a lunatic. Like, when they're not their kids.
Lindsay, if you owned a company, let's just say, and you had 100 employees.
I know I do, and people have quit on me same day on a project, and I'm still not going to get out of character for the person because then they win. I just tell them, hey, we're going to end this relationship. Thank you for your time. That's just how it has to go.
Do you think it's because
you're not going to get out of character if you have 100 people's lives on the line and 5 people are not acting the way they should? You're going to say, excuse me, you might kill your grandmother. Could you please leave? You're not going to get out of character?
No, I'm not going to say excuse me, but I'm going to have a conversation with them and let them go. That's what I'm trying to say. I own a very small business in comparison to Mission Impossible movie, but things have already happened in the last year where I had to say, hey, that we're going to end this relationship. And maybe it wasn't that exact nice tone, but it definitely wasn't me screaming at them like a lunatic.
All right, let us know what you guys think. We just heard.
I'm a screamer.
You're a screamer. Okay, great. The second incident was not on tape. We just wanted to clarify that. We'll be right back.
People are wearing masks nearly everywhere.
Welcome back to DBL. This week has been a major turning point in the pandemic. Excuse me, the Pfizer vaccine is being distributed, and today we'll find out.
You okay, Biden?
I knew you were going to say that. Find out if an FDA panel votes to authorize the Moderna vaccine. Now, we do have Dr. Pyle Coley joining us live. Hello, doctor. How are you?
Doc.
Hello, do you need a COVID test, Tori?
No, I just choked on my own spit, which makes me useless.
That needs a test says.
Okay. When both vaccines are in circulation, Doc, are there advantages for one over the other depending on your personal medical history?
You know, I was very impressed with the Moderna vaccine because I looked at the characteristics of the people in their trial. They had 36.5% representing communities of color compared to only 18% in the Pfizer trial. So, of course, we have more information about those minority groups based on the Moderna trial. They also had 22% of people with high-risk conditions. And this didn't just include the usual lung disease, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. They also had HIV patients, which we know have an altered immune system, and patients with liver disease. So I think that this vaccine is going to give us more information about these special groups, and I'm looking forward to having it approved.
What a Moderna approach to it, huh? Modern.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. Okay, Doc, this is, I want to make sure I get this right.
I got it.
The vaccine for the Pfizer vials holds as much as 2 extra doses. First, can you explain that? And second, I would think this is a good thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, Jeff. When we make up the vaccine vial, it was supposed to hold 5 doses, and they usually put a little extra to allow for spillage, because as you're drawing it up, you know, you may not draw the exact amount. But what we're finding out is that it can be up to as much as 6 or 7 doses. So think of this kind of like that last little bit of toothpaste you're trying to squeeze out of your toothpaste tube, or that shampoo bottle with a little bit of shampoo at the end. And the FDA is telling people across the country to use those extra doses. Now, there are 2 cautions with using these extra doses. Of course, they can increase the supply of the vaccine by 40%, but if you only give a partial dose, so if you don't get that full dose out, that can be a problem. And they've also cautioned about mixing, like a little leftover from this vial, a little leftover from this vial. It's not okay to mix it. So good news, but we have to be careful with it.
They're calling it the Hanukkah miracle because there's like a little bit left over, though, and it's lasting as the 6th dose.
That sounds like a Hallmark movie. Okay, Doc, this question is near and dear to my heart because a good friend of mine actually has Bell's palsy, but we have seen that some of the vaccine side effects, there have been reports of Bell's palsy. Can you explain what that is and how it might be caused by the shot?
So Bell's palsy is partial paralysis of the face, and it usually is caused by inflammation of the facial nerve that can occur after a viral infection or after inflammation in general. And what they saw was that in the Pfizer trial, they had 4 cases of Bell's palsy, all in the vaccine group. And in the Moderna trial, there are 3 cases of Bell's palsy, 2 out of 3 in the vaccine group. So at this point, they have not causally linked it to the vaccine because there's such few numbers that this could have just happened by chance. But I will say that personally, I've got my radar up on this, you guys, because vaccines can potentially be associated with Bell's palsy. So we're going to have to watch this side effect closely.
I'm glad she's on it, for real. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's today's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com. I love this part of the day. What do you have for us today, Stephanie?
It's the 2-pack, Almost Famous facial and brow wand.
Whoa.
Look at that. So this deal includes your choice of any of the combinations of 2 tools. So the set is designed to gently trim and remove any unwanted hair. And what I really like is that both the tools have got a built-in LED light for full visibility. So normally it's about $60, right, for this kit. We've got it $20 for 2, saving 67%.
Amazing.
Next up, we've got something that's going to update your bedroom decor that's stylish and chic.
Ooh, I like this.
It's the View Elements 3-piece coverlet bedding set. It feels fabulous, and it's 100% cotton cover with a polyester fill, which means it's machine washable.
Heck yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So normally, this is between $140 to $210, depending on the sizing that you get, Tori. We have it for $39.
Oh my God.
Saving 81%. There's nothing worse than opening up your pantry and not being able to find what you're looking for. It's awful. Well, you don't need to worry about it anymore with this Eternal Kitchen Ideas 7-piece airtight food container storage set. Love it. I love a good container, Tori.
Yes, you do.
I do. It comes with 7 canisters, 7 lids, 10 measuring spoons.
Whoa.
Oh, normally, these are $80, but we've got them for $35, saving up to 56%. Check it out. It's the Bagatelle Faux Suede Drape Jacket. It comes with a cascading open front and a silver tone zipper and pockets
nice.
For a chic style. It comes in taupe, sand, mustard, love mustard, lipstick, I love these names, and blue stone. So normally this is $99, which I think is a very fair price.
Yeah.
But we have it for our viewers for $25,
wow.
saving 75%.
I love it. Head on over to morningsave.com, guys, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. All right, guys, it turns out that there is a Charlie Pride movie, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be portraying the iconic singer, as well as the producers. Terrence Howard was originally cast, but cast changes came after news.
Is he going to break the glass ceiling with his hands?
Yeah, was Charlie Pride a giant?
I don't know. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys. A major storm creates a mess on the East Coast as snow piles up, with power outages and flights canceled. The warning from Dr. Fauci on why now is not the time to travel anyway. A few rather odd coronavirus PSAs are getting a lot of attention.
Uncle Mike, how you doing? Oh, wow.
Is this creepy or necessary to get people to wake up? More fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of Mission Impossible. Did he go off again, causing some of the crew to quit? Plus the big star who's defending him. And watch what happens when the sound system goes out for the national anthem, but there's a dad in the stands who can sing.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, December 17th. It's almost Christmas. I'm really excited. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al. Erica joining us from home. Let's get right to it because millions of people on the East Coast are dealing with a massive winter storm. It's dumped feet of snow on communities up and down the Northeast, with ice and snow snarling traffic and threatening vaccine deliveries. Check out this close call. Several first responders already on the scene of an accident, jumping out of the way as a white truck nearly, there it is, plows into them. But good news, everyone is okay. And meantime, Dr. Anthony Fauci, he is encouraging you not to see your kids or your grandkids this Christmas, as he is doing. Fauci is planning a holiday with just his wife, saying he's not seeing his 3 adult daughters this Christmas, which, by the way, is also his 80th birthday. Yeah, he was born on Christmas Eve. So let's start with you, Jeff. I know that you're very close to your parents, very close to your family out in Chicago. Are you going to go see your family, or are you just going to hunker down and stay here because of COVID?
We're hunkering down. Unfortunately, I didn't even think about this. In 42 years, this is the first Christmas I won't spend with my mom and dad.
Wow. 42 years.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
I know.
So, but listen, I want to get to Dr. Fauci because he's walking the walk, right? He's got every reason to go home and see his family. He's 80 years old. It's Christmas. I mean, that's a historical moment for him, and he's walking the walk, right? So I respect that. I tip my hat to him because there's other governors, mayors out there, Los Angeles, calling you out, Denver, I'm calling you out, that say things on TV, but then you act differently in your real life. We need more leaders, more people walking the walk in 2021 than just saying, hey, peace and love on my Twitter feed. Go kill yourself. It's like people talk out of both ends of their mouth, and it's like we need to start acting the way we live.
Amen. Al?
I agree. And look, I'm trying to do some math here, Sam, and I look at, greater than and less than. I think days is greater than day. We would obviously all like to be together for Christmas
like a true
Day.
mathematician.
What a nerd. But honestly, I really do. That's the only way that I can rationalize this. It's just like, this will be a calendar year that I did not see my mother. So, Christmas Day will unfortunately be no different than the other 364 that, were around it. So it's tough, but I just have to think about the future. We have a vaccine, knock on glass, so let's just try and
knock on glass
get through this.
is not a thing.
Maybe
it's
there's wood under there. Don't jinx it. Hit the wood.
Yeah, hit the wood.
Okay, I got the wood.
There we go.
Okay,
Erica, to Al and Jeff's point, my husband and I and our 2 kids, we're staying here. I would love nothing more than to get on a plane, go to Santa Cruz, but we are just going to both of their points. This is the home stretch, right? Hopefully next year we won't have to make these sacrifices. What about you, Erica? Are you going to Chicago?
No, actually, we go to Calgary, which will segue to the next conversation. We go to Canada every year and spend time with Anthony's family for Christmas. We split up the holidays. His mother turned 70 on Christmas Eve, so it's very sad that we're not going to be there to celebrate. By the way, happy birthday, Vivian. But, I think the universe is like telling us everything. If it's not COVID, it's nor'easter. Like, there's all of these things that are really hindering us being together, and I think now is just the time to really hunker down.
Amen. Amen, DBL Nation. We feel you, though. We absolutely do. You're not alone, to those of you making those sacrifices, but we are in the home stretch. We've got this, and we got to keep persevering because we do not want to see that death toll get even higher than it already is. Okay, so you've got to see these creepy Canadian COVID PSAs. The first one features a man with a coronavirus particle mask on his head. There he is. He's going to a house party, greeting other guests, drinking a beer, showing off his dance moves with the tagline, "Nobody loves a house party more than COVID." The next PSA has the same coronavirus man coming over for a holiday party, drinking eggnog, opening gifts with the family, eating dinner. The tagline then reads, "Nobody loves a holiday gathering more than COVID." So the question here is, do you think that these are effective and that they will stop people from gathering over the holiday season? We want to hear from you, DBL Nation. Give us your thoughts. Write us in. I thought they were effective.
Look, I didn't.
What?
Sam, that COVID was the life of the party. It came in there, started grooving. He had some good moves. He's pouring drinks. Honestly, it makes it seem like you would want COVID there to liven up your boring friends.
No, COVID, of course, is the life of the party because COVID's the one that's getting up and close and personal to every single person at your holiday gathering or at your holiday party, and they are contagious. But that is a contagion. So therefore, it's effective.
No, I'm with Al on this one. The way he saw.
You're always with Al,
this
Jeffrey.
is why. This is why. Because it's like if that guy was like the smoking guy at the party, he's like, hey, I'm the fun guy. Come out in the backyard and have a smoke with me. That's what that guy was. You need him to be like the smelly guy at the party.
But no one's going to get near him. That's not the point.
That's the point of it. But he's going to get near you anyway.
But here, I think everybody's missing the point, actually. Everyone's missing the point. As the in-law of Canadians, what's happening in Alberta is something that we haven't seen anywhere in the States, because the truth is you can't even be in someone's home if you don't have permanent residency there. They are shut down.
Wow.
So this is something that we haven't seen at all. And to add these ads to it to kind of justify the actions of shutting down with hopes that they'll be able to overcome this and reopen sooner, that's just another layer. So it's not just these PSAs that we're all laughing about. Like, this is like for real there. So I think that other leadership could really take some advice from what's happening in Alberta, because a lot of house parties, we know, like everyone's talking about restaurants aren't the culprit. It's these small gatherings in the home. And that's just really an illustration of what people have been doing, thinking that they're doing the right thing. It's like, well, don't eat the bread, but eat all the cheese. Well, either way, it's going to put pounds on you. So don't do this, but then like have people in your house. Well, you're still getting COVID. So this is an illustration of that.
Well said, E. Well said.
Was she talking to me about bread and cheese? I felt like she was talking directly
right
at
at the
end.
end.
She was right.
It was.
That was a PSA for me.
Yes, it was. Okay, so some big news in baseball. Major League Baseball announced they're elevating the Negro Leagues in status. So what does that mean? It means that all of the statistics about the great players that had been segregated out will now be included and count just the same as the traditional big leagues. Hello. I mean, this is amazing. It's a little late, but better late than never, Al. But this is one more step to inclusion.
That's right, and better late than never, Sam. You hit it right on the head. And also, I'm really happy about this because, you know, honestly, when they talk about, you know, baseball is a game steeped in history. It's really one of the only games where the numbers really do matter in terms of arguing. And so when you talk about Major League Baseball and then the Negro Leagues, it almost seems like it was this weird kind of alternate league. No, those are professional players too. So when we talk about the statistics, we will remember that however many home runs Josh Gibson hit can be compared to however many home runs that Babe Ruth hit. And it's not like some weird alternate league.
Yeah, no, this is a great thing. Definitely too late. When they said this, it almost surprised me in a way. And I think that's part of what's going on in 2020, right? I was ignorant thinking like they don't account for that in regular baseball. So it's these little things I think that people don't know about, me being ignorant included, that need to be included, right? That we need to know about.
Because talk about robbery. I mean, all the blood, sweat, and tears, you know, to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And the majority of America and the world do not know your name because of the color of your skin. Right. Talk about taking away someone's legacy, Erica.
Well, yeah, I think this is a great metaphor for what's happening in our society and why equity and equality are so important. It's not about getting a leg up. It's about having the opportunity to compete fairly at the same level and being recognized as such. They're talking about how the batting averages will actually change the history of how we view baseball and the greats. But in terms of other stats, it may not be as effective because the Negro League only played half the games. I say you average out the scores and see how that would change the course of history. Because realistically, if the Negro League was only playing 84 games and the Major League was playing 154 games, then you might have some different differentials in statistics that would change the course of history. And I think that's the point. It's about being able to actually compete, and that's all anyone is asking for.
I love it, Eric, and I love that your inner mathematician as well came out. I know your mother is a mathematician, so there you go. You're in good company. Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, a shocking and exciting reveal on The Masked Singer when a country superstar reveals herself. Plus, a new series is in the works about Pam Anderson and her ex, Tommy Lee. We're going to tell you who's going to play the notorious pair. And Carrie Underwood just got 2 cows for Christmas. She can handle them, but what if that happened to you? We're sharing your comments about unwanted gifts. That wouldn't be an unwanted gift.
2 cows?
Where are you going to put 2 cows?
That's the problem. Sam loves animals. Nowhere.
See yourself.
Welcome back to DBL. The 12 Days of Christmas is a classic carol where someone's true love gives them several outrageous gifts. And this year, you could say that Carrie Underwood got a bit of an odd gift from her husband. Take a look.
I wanted cows for Christmas. I love cows. They're my favorite animal. I love them. They make me happy. I don't want them for any purpose, just to love them.
I love that. Although pet cows are what she wanted, it's not a gift most of us would want. So DBL Nation, this has us thinking, what do you do with your unwanted gifts? Okay, so I'm going to read your comments and then you'll get our DBL take, okay? So here's the first comment. Erica Nadia from YouTube says, I'm a curvy girl and my mom always buys me nice clothes that are too small. I think she loses the receipts on purpose, hoping I will just lose weight instead. Now I just sell them online. Erica.
First of all, Mom, what are you doing? That's like the antithesis of support. What is that? Yeah, I would just go ahead and sell them as well. I think that we should be a little more kind when giving gifts and not act like we're being kind by giving gifts.
Al, here's our next comment. Misty from Facebook says, I love wigs. It's become a tradition that my friends buy one I usually hate so much it becomes part of my Halloween costume. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because sometimes when things become a running joke, you know, you're like, I got it, but you kind of want to keep moving on. And somebody's like, oh, this is our one thing, but it's like, it's time to move on. So maybe just say, hey, I'm all full with wigs this year. Let's try something different. Have a fun idea so it doesn't seem like an attack.
That's a good point. Jeff, here's the next comment. Janessa from YouTube says, I typically do not like cats, but mentioned to my boyfriend that my neighbor had the most adorable kitten. So he surprised me with one. Now my neighbor has 2 cats.
That was a good comment. Shout out to Janessa. Here's the thing. People don't have room for that. You're not going to get somebody 2 cows, even though you love cows. I'm not going to get you 2 cows. But what you can do is when I traveled overseas, this is like the best present ever. You know what I'm going with this?
Yes.
I got someone a goat, right? It's called sustainable living. Or you buy someone a chicken overseas. So what they do is they have a chicken, right? Then that chicken makes eggs and it starts sustaining your living. So you could buy these presents for someone. So I could buy Sam a goat, but the family overseas gets that goat. And then they get the milk from the goat.
That's really cool.
Great Christmas idea.
As much as I would love cows, I think it's really important to put out this PSA. Don't go get your child a bunny or a cat or a dog if they are not ready for it and if you're not ready for it, or a cow or a horse or any animal, because I know it seems very appealing and cute for a gift, but then those animals end up in shelters. And it's actually
or at your
really
neighbor's
sad.
house like Janessa.
Or your neighbor's house like Janessa, exactly. So you've got to be responsible. Coming up on DBL, more fallout after Tom Cruise goes off on the Mission Impossible crew for not following COVID protocols. Plus, George Clooney reveals how he would have handled it. And our medical pro, Dr. Pialcoli, is clearing up confusion about the COVID vaccine. That is coming up next.
People are
Welcome back to DBL. This week has been a major turning point in the pandemic. The Pfizer vaccine is being distributed, and today we'll find out if the FDA panel votes to authorize the Moderna vaccine. Earlier, Tori, Al, and I spoke to Dr. Piaccoli about both vaccines.
Are there advantages for one over the other depending on your personal medical history?
You know, I was very impressed with the Moderna vaccine because I looked at their characteristics of the people in their trial. They had 36.5% representing communities of color compared to only 18% in the Pfizer trial. So, of course, we have more information about those minority groups based on the Moderna trial. They also had 22% of people with high-risk conditions. And this didn't just include the usual lung disease, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. They also had HIV patients, which we know have an altered immune system, and patients with liver disease. So I think that this vaccine is going to give us more information about these special groups, and I'm looking forward to having it approved.
What a Moderna approach to it, huh? Modern.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. Okay, Doc, this is, I want to make sure I get this right.
I got it.
The vaccine for the Pfizer vials holds as much as 2 extra doses. First, can you explain that? And second, I would think this is a good thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, Jeff. When we make up the vaccine vial, it was supposed to hold 5 doses, and they usually put a little extra to allow for spillage, because as you're drawing it up, you know, you may not draw the exact amount. But what we're finding out is that it can be up to as much as 6 or 7 doses. So think of this kind of like that last little bit of toothpaste you're trying to squeeze out of your toothpaste tube, or that shampoo bottle with a little bit of shampoo at the end. And the FDA is telling people across the country to use those extra doses. Now, there are 2 cautions with using these extra doses. Of course, they can increase the supply of the vaccine by 40%, but if you only give a partial dose, so if you don't get that full dose out, that can be a problem. And they've also cautioned about mixing, like a little left over from this vial, a little left over from this vial. It's not okay to mix it. So good news, but we have to be careful with it.
They're calling it the Hanukkah miracle because there's like a little bit left over, though, and it's asking it's the 6th dose.
That sounds like a Hallmark movie. Okay, Doc, this question is near and dear to my heart because a good friend of mine actually has Bell's palsy, but we have seen that some of the vaccine side effects, there have been reports of Bell's palsy. Can you explain what that is and how it might be caused by the shot?
So Bell's palsy is partial paralysis of the face, and it usually is caused by inflammation of the facial nerve that can occur after a viral infection or after inflammation in general. And what they saw was that in the Pfizer trial, they had 4 cases of Bell's palsy, all in the vaccine group. And in the Moderna trial, there are 3 cases of Bell's palsy, 2 out of 3 in the vaccine group. So at this point, they have not causally linked it to the vaccine because there's such few numbers that this could have just happened by chance. But I will say that personally, I've got my radar up on this, you guys, because vaccines can potentially be associated with Bell's palsy. So we're going to have to watch this side effect closely.
I'm glad she's on it, for real. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We'll be right back.
We would like to honor the memory of Ed Benjavanga, who passed away from COVID-19 at the age of 55 in South Carolina. His wife, Christy, described Ed as a generous, strong, and funny big guy who could fix anything. He was the most amazing dad to 2 adult daughters and a 10-year-old son. He also had 3 grandkids. His wife says Ed was the rock of the family, and they will miss him so very much. May he rest in peace.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. A dad in Ohio.
Yeah, Cavs.
That was delayed.
He dropped the ball.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
A dad in Ohio is going viral because of his rendition of the national anthem. He jumped in to sing when the sound system went out at his son's basketball game. Watch.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ooh, he's got some soul and a little growl. That's
a smoky
good voice.
Yeah.
I like that. I wanted to make fun of it. Like when I was reading the story, I'm like, oh, we're going to have fun with this guy. That was amazing.
That was great.
really
I felt like
good.
he took away from the basketball game. Everybody's like, can we skip the game and have him sing again?
He was
that
waiting
was
for his
really
moment.
cool. Well, his wife had to nudge him a little bit. He didn't seem like some people have that talent, but they don't like to perform. So it's a weird thing, that
It's
gift
like
of
Perry
singing.
Como, right? Wasn't he just like a painter?
Wow. Perry Como?
What year did you unthaw from?
Holy cow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, you got to be Columbo to unpack that mystery.
You guys with the updated references.
Okay,
It's like Rutherford beat Hayes.
You can always watch us on Facebook or YouTube. That way you can chat with viewers, just like you say hi to the DBL host. It's your chance to be part of our DBL community.
We're up to date on every topic.
If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. The Masked Singer on Masked, the country superstar, will reveal who she is, and a new series in the works all about Pam and Tommy. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Wow, chills. Welcome to DBL. That was the winner of The Masked Singer, The Sun, belting out a cover of Lizzo's "'Cause I Love You" from earlier in the season. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al.
No Perry Como.
I'm getting so many Perry Como comments.
We'll talk about it later. I had to put it in.
We got to revisit that, and I'll tell you the Perry Como story I was trying to tell y'all. Erica joining us from home. Okay, so let's get to it. The identity of the Sun was revealed last night. It turns out, here it is. You guys, country singer Leanne Rimes. Yep, she beat out the mushroom and the crocodile to take home the Golden Mask trophy. Backstage, Leanne said it was liberating performing with a mask on. Watch.
My anonymity was taken away very early on, and so to have my anonymity back in a way where people just really feel me instead of having this preconceived idea or thought of who they think I am or who I should be. It felt good to have the audience and the judges and everyone just really feel me and hear me for who I really am.
I love this because I feel like people forgot what an incredible singer that Al, I can't even look at your face right now. Erica, I think people forgot. Al, you were, okay, we'll get to Al. Erica, I think people forgot what an incredible singer Leanne Rimes is. Instead, she'd been, you know, pulled into the whole Brandy Glanville, Eddie, whatever his last name is, love triangle.
Yeah, actually, I love Leanne Rimes.
Me too.
Leanne Rimes was one of the first CDs that I ever received back when we were getting CDs. So I used to play that thing all the time. You know, she really ended up as being one of the first people in our demo where it was like people just wanted to see how the quote mighty had fallen. And when she became involved with Eddie Cibrian and the whole, like, you know, he was married, it was Brandy Glanville, whatever. Don't you think she's been punished enough? I mean, her entire life has been a part of tabloid fodder and all over Bravo for years at this point. Like, I think we can just call it a thing now. She's an incredibly talented performer. And I was really, it touched me to see her on The Masked Singer and really be transparent with why that was important to her.
And speaking of, remember yesterday you didn't like it when like young people sing because you said it's an unfair advantage.
I stand by that.
She was 13 years old when she rose to fame. 13 with that incredible voice. 13.
She should have been on whatever version of that junior. Just like Chopped has junior, there should be, I don't think kids should compete against adults. I think it's unfair.
Okay, what about her rise to fame yet again? Here she is.
I'm
this
really
is her
happy
comeback.
For her.
Good.
I really am. And you know, you were saying I was making a face. I was just making a face, Jeff, because when Sam was reading the script, it really sounded like a dream that like your wife wakes up and she's like, okay, Leanne Rimes was the sun and she beat the mushroom out. And then you're like, what are you talking about? But it's a hit show.
It's a crazy, listen, I don't want to knock anybody on that show, but I thought Leanne Rimes was maybe above this show in some way. She's so talented. I got a little trivia for you, Sam. What song is I Will Remember You? Wait, wrong one.
Oh.
Wait, is that right?
No.
I will remember.
Wait, no, dang, I screwed up the whole thing.
What?
Oh, I screwed that all up. Wait, who sang that? Is that Sarah McLachlan?
No, he's talking about the one that plays when the animal.
No.
Animal
Sarah McLachlan.
No, I want her.
The Arms of an Angel or whatever.
No, I screwed it all up.
What are you trying
the
to
song
think
from
of?
Con Air.
Con Air.
What? That movie's.
Wow.
How Do I Live Without You? I got him screwed up. We were talking about.
Song's known aside from Con Air.
No, it's not. Nicolas Cage made that famous.
Okay, so.
We're just gonna let it go?
The Con Air song?
Yeah, that movie's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's not like it's John Williams.
What?
What are these?
John Williams is the person that does all the scores for Superman and Star Wars.
Did you just read a trivia book? Where are all these random references coming? You're like Eddie Haskell.
We just got Sam out of a
Everyone knows
chat
that John
room.
Williams is probably the best composer
Nobody knows
ever
that.
to live. The Olympics. Star Wars.
You're trying to compare the Olympics to Con Air? I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on, and we're going to revisit something of this later in the show.
Probably
Jeff,
not.
this show is doing so well. They're getting bigger celebrities every season. Oh, I thought it was a different comment to Jeff. Okay. There's more fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of the latest Mission Impossible film. According to The Sun, 5 staff members quit after Tom went into a second rant on set Tuesday. Tom was apparently upset that news of the first blow-up went public. Earlier this week, he was caught on tape yelling at his crew after they were seen breaking COVID-19 protocols. Meantime, George Clooney said Tom didn't overreact because of the seriousness of the virus, but during an interview with Howard Stern, George said he would have handled the situation differently. Listen.
I wouldn't have done it that big. I wouldn't have, pulled people out. You're in a position of power, and it's tricky, right? You do have a responsibility for everybody else, and he's absolutely right about that. And if the production goes down, a lot of people lose their jobs, and it's people have to understand that and they have to be responsible. It's just not my style to take everybody to task that way.
Jeff, you had a very strong take about Tom Cruise and taking his side. Do you still feel that way?
I do. I stand by mine. And listen, George Clooney mentioned at the end there, it's not his style, right? And it's not everybody's cup of tea, right? Oh, I heard a great quote. I'm just off it today. I might be somebody's shot of whiskey, but I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I just read that quote somewhere. That's a good one.
That.
What are you making a face for?
I'm thinking about it. Jeez, it takes me a moment sometimes. I'm tired.
What are you thinking about? An actor from the 70s? Anyways, let me finish because this is a good point. It's not his cup of tea, right? So if I'm responsible, I'm going to stick to this for 100 people and their families as well as mine and my own family. I'm a very emotional person. I might come off brash sometimes and harsh, and I do raise my voice when I shouldn't. I know that's one of my faults, but I'm going to come out like that. But I'm wanting the best for my son, for my wife, for myself, for your family. I'm not trying to be that guy, even though I come across like that. I don't think Tom Cruise is trying to be that guy. He's worried more about his film, his passion, your families around set. I understand that. I respond to that, but not everybody does. I get that.
Erica, and you had the opposite take.
Right, and it wasn't even really opposite, to be clear. I think that it's important that people understand that emotion doesn't necessarily grant credibility, and style is the key word there. This is about interpersonal communications, and when I brought up, and I know people were apparently very conflicted between Jeff and I yesterday, one of the points was that I brought up a personal situation. Well, of course I brought up a personal situation because this was from my level of understanding, and from my understanding being communicated to or with interpersonally in this manner, it caused me to shut down. It caused me to not be effective at my job. And it also caused me to leave shortly after and take my talents elsewhere. And that was something that, no one really won from that situation. So when I'm saying that, people are people and they're going to react differently to certain things. So if you're a person who shuts down and going to go elsewhere, I understand this is a very extremely different circumstance. That's why I said duality. That means there's two sides of the coin. Flexible, which means that there could be an ebb and flow of thought here, people, to this conversation. But I'm glad that George Clooney spoke out and gave another perspective, because I think those are two people that have a very level playing field and people can understand both sides.
Love it. Good conversation. So a limited series about the life and marriage of Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee is coming to Hulu. The 8-part series will explore the rocky relationship between Pam and the Motley Crue drummer, who were married in the 90s after knowing each other for just 4 days. It will also cover their infamous sex tape that was stolen and released to the public. British actress Lily James, there she is, will play Pam. Wow, I see the resemblance. Meantime, Sebastian Stan will play Tommy Lee. He most recently appeared in Avengers Endgame as the Winter Soldier. What do you think, Al?
I think it's going to be great. I think that Pam Anderson, has gone from famous to infamous and back in her career, but she's always been relevant. She was in unarguably the hottest show that kind of changed television forever. And I think people are now interested in going back and seeing people's stories told in long form. And if you think about an 8-part miniseries, it's really just an 8-hour movie. But sometimes in a 2.5-hour movie, you might walk out like, wait, why was her mom so mad at the end of that? It's because they only had 2 hours. They might have had to cut that scene. But now with an 8-hour movie, they can dedicate episode 2 to building her mom's character out and explaining why people are reacting the way they are. So I'm excited to see it.
Well said.
Sebastian Stan's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I get it.
Anyways, I just let that out there. But 8-part series, does that seem a little long to you?
No,
Maybe wrap this up in an hour or two?
I mean, we don't know her story. I think a lot of people don't understand her hustle, meaning, she had several businesses. She had her Ugg boots that were called Pam's, and they weren't made from sheep shearling because that is abusive to animals. Don't look at me that way. It's very honorable of her.
I didn't say
She
that.
also, how dare you, Al? She also went to the Senate floor.
Do you think this is going to make the series?
I hope that they show her activist side because she went to the Senate floor multiple times advocating for animal rights.
I'm sure that'll make the Tommy Lee, Pam Anderson movies, the Senate floor situation. Are you serious, Sam?
Oh, yes,
If there
I am.
was 40 episodes, that would get cut.
I think it will make it. I guarantee you. I hear you laughing, Michael D. I think it'll make it, and I'm glad they're doing long form. To your point, Al, I just recently saw the Selena series, and
My girl's watching it now.
So good. I'd only seen the movie prior and known about her because I loved her music, but now seeing the long form, I learned all these little nuances about Selena's life and the person that she was, as opposed to just an hour-and-a-half film. Okay, Erica, anything about Pam and Tommy Lee that you're looking forward to seeing?
The corporate subcommittee?
Can't. She turned a lot of
But I
people
will watch.
into
I will watch
veganism.
because that was like Bravo before Bravo.
All right, Sam wants to have the C-SPAN version of
I just
Pam
want all of her to be shown. All of her. She's multifaceted.
I think that's why people are tuning in.
She's not just a beautiful woman with big boobs. She's multifaceted.
No one said anything about her body except for you.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
He's got a point.
Okay, coming up on... A little Christmas cheer when a woman creates a mailbox for Santa. Don't miss this seasonal heartthreads next.
Been a challenging year to say the least.
That's why we want to thank you for spending your time with us.
For sending us your comments and opinions.
Especially when you don't agree with us.
That's what this show is about.
And it's because of you we're all a family, and we cherish it.
From all of us here at DBL,
we want to wish you a happy holiday
and a healthy new year. Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about making someone smile. Watch how one woman became Santa's little helper, spreading holiday cheer and reminding us what the reason for the season is all about.
This woman turned a Christmas decoration into a mailbox to Santa. Ariel Turner always puts out an impressive display of holiday decor. One of her decorations is a mailbox to Santa. After setting up the display, Ariel was surprised to find a letter for Santa inside.
Hi Santa, how are you? I know you make all the toys. Can you please bring for my sister Sophia My Little Pony, for my brother Jose a car, and for me a LOL OMG doll? I hope you don't get sick. Don't forget your mask. Love you, Alexia.
Ariel stepped in for Santa and sent Alexia a reply. Alexia's reaction to the letter was pure joy. Ariel spread the word on Facebook and she's gotten more letters, all of which have gotten a reply from Santa.
It really is wholesome. This is probably the most wholesome thing of 2020 in my opinion.
Oh, special DBL Deal Blast coming up next.
Could some.
Welcome back, y'all. It's DBL, and it's time for some sweet, sweet deals. I'm excited because earlier my girl Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's today's DBL Deal Blast presented by you guys know who. It's morningsave.com.
I love this part of the day. What do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals that you're going to absolutely fall in love in. So the first thing is something that's going to keep your face looking smooth, flawless and fresh. Check this out. It's the 2-pack Almost Famous facial and brow wand.
Whoa.
Look at that. So this deal includes your choice of any of the combinations of 2 tools. So 2 brows, 2 facials, or 1 of each. So the set is designed to gently trim and remove any unwanted hair. So it's perfect for your eyebrows, your upper and lower lip. And the facial wand is perfect for helping makeup go on smoothly. And what I really like is that both of the tools have got a built-in LED light for full visibility. So I'm really into that. So you don't nick anywhere you're not meant to. So normally it's about $60, right, for this kit. We've got it $20 for 2, saving 67%.
Amazing.
A lot of people love dermaplaning, and this is an alternative you can do at home for half the price.
Amen.
You know? Next up, we've got something that's going to update your bedroom decor that's stylish and chic.
Ooh, I like this.
It's the View Elements 3-piece coverlet bedding set. It feels fabulous. It's versatile and soft, and it's got this dainty quilted little pattern on there that creates a really rich texture and a soft lived-in aesthetic. And it's 100% cotton cover with a polyester fill, which means it's machine washable.
Heck yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It comes with a coverlet, 2 pillow shams, and it's available in 2 styles and 4 colors. So normally this is between $140 to $210 depending on the sizing that you get, Tori. We have it for $39.
Oh my God.
Saving 81%.
That's amazing. Can I be honest? The muted green, that minty muted, that sagey, I'm into.
Yes, and I love
it. Yeah, really, and I like the quilted pattern.
Classy, Tori.
Super classy.
Perfect. It's getting colder now, so
Yeah.
love that. There's nothing worse than opening up your pantry and not being able to find what you're looking for. It's awful. Well, you don't need to worry about it anymore with this Eternal Kitchen Ideas 7-piece airtight food container storage set. Love it. I love a good container, Tori.
Yes, you do.
I do. It comes with 7 canisters, 7 lids, 10 measuring spoons,
Whoa.
4 measuring cups, labels, and a marker. And you can easily identify what's in your pantry by writing down the date when you store it. I love it. Look at this.
She loves containers.
I love a container. Normally, these are $80, but we've got them for $35, saving up to 56%, and I'm taking this one home with me, Tori.
Yeah, you are.
Enough of them. Love it.
All of you type A people with your containers, you're all gleeful over this one.
Last but not least, I've got something that will help bring style to any wardrobe this holiday season. Check it out. It's the Bagatelle Faux Suede Draped Jacket. It comes with a cascading open front and a silver tone zipper and pockets for a chic style. I'm not kidding you. This is super soft vegan suede, and I'm in love with it because it's a really easy way to dress up for a video chat while you're working from home. Who says working from home cannot be stylish? It comes in taupe, sand, mustard, love mustard, lipstick, I love these names, and blue stone. So normally this is $99, which I think is a very fair price.
Yeah.
But we have it for our viewers for $25, saving 75% on looking chic.
Not only looking chic, that vegan suede is so hard to get and is always usually so expensive.
I would never know that this wasn't real suede.
Wow, really? It feels so good.
The feel, it's impeccable, really, to be honest.
You have swayed me.
Hey.
I love it. Head on over to morningsave.com, guys, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Tomorrow on DBL, outspoken and opinionated sportscaster Dale Hansen is looking back on 2020.
If this is not the worst year America has been through, it's on a very short list.
Don't miss his DBL take tomorrow on Daily Blast Live.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Perry Como, that's Perry Como. He just makes my heart swell, especially during Christmas. And I brought him up because he was just an everyday barber. I thought he was a house painter, but an everyday barber before people discovered his voice. Kind of like that dad. He could be the next Perry Como.
Maybe. I mean, look, I loved it. When I heard the song, I was like, oh, that's Perry Como. So, okay, it was still a random reference, but you absolved yourself, Sam.
Okay, good.
Shout out to Perry Como.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
today on Daily Blast Live.
A major storm creates a mess on the East Coast as snow piles up, with power outages and flights canceled. The warning from Dr. Fauci on why now is not the time to travel anyway. A few rather odd coronavirus PSAs are getting a lot of attention.
Uncle Mike, how you doing? Oh, wow.
Is this creepy or necessary to get people to wake up? More fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of Mission Impossible. Did he go off again, causing some of the crew to quit? Plus the big star who's defending him. And watch what happens when the sound system goes out for the national anthem, but there's a dad in the stands who can sing.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, December 17th. It's almost Christmas. I'm really excited. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al. Erica joining us from home. Let's get right to it because millions of people on the East Coast are dealing with a massive winter storm. It's dumped feet of snow on communities up and down the Northeast, with ice and snow snarling traffic and threatening vaccine deliveries. Check out this close call. Several first responders already on the scene of an accident, jumping out of the way as a white truck nearly, there it is, plows into them. But good news, everyone is okay. And meantime, Dr. Anthony Fauci, he is encouraging you not to see your kids or your grandkids this Christmas, as he is doing. Fauci is planning a holiday with just his wife, saying he's not seeing his 3 adult daughters this Christmas, which, by the way, is also his 80th birthday. Yeah, he was born on Christmas Eve. So let's start with you, Jeff. I know that you're very close to your parents, very close to your family out in Chicago. Are you going to go see your family, or are you just going to hunker down and stay here because of COVID?
We're hunkering down. Unfortunately, I didn't even think about this. In 42 years, this is the first Christmas I won't spend with my mom and dad.
Wow. 42 years.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
I know.
So, but listen, I want to get to Dr. Fauci because he's walking the walk, right? He's got every reason to go home and see his family. He's 80 years old. It's Christmas. I mean, that's a historical moment for him. And he's walking the walk, right? So I respect that. I tip my hat to him because there's other governors, mayors out there, Los Angeles, calling you out, Denver, I'm calling you out, that say things on TV, but then you act differently in your real life. We need more leaders, more people walking the walk in 2021 than just saying, hey, peace and love on my Twitter feed. Go kill yourself. It's like people talk out of both ends of their mouth, and it's like we need to start acting the way we live.
Amen. Al?
I agree. And look, I'm trying to do some math here, Sam, and I look at, greater than and less than. I think days is greater than day. We would obviously all like to be together for Christmas
like a true
Day.
Mathematician.
What a nerd. But honestly, I really do. That's the only way that I can rationalize this. It's just like, this will be a calendar year that I did not see my mother. So, Christmas Day will unfortunately be no different than the other 364 that, were around it. So it's tough, but I just have to think about the future. We have a vaccine, knock on glass, so let's just try and
knock on glass
get through this.
Is not a thing.
Maybe
it's
there's wood under there. Don't jinx it. Hit the wood.
Yeah, hit the wood.
Okay, I got the wood.
There we go.
Okay,
Erica, to Al and Jeff's point, my husband and I and our 2 kids, we're staying here. I would love nothing more than to get on a plane, go to Santa Cruz, but we are just going to both of their points. This is the home stretch, right? Hopefully next year we won't have to make these sacrifices. What about you, Erica? Are you going to Chicago?
No, actually, we go to Calgary, which will segue to the next conversation. We go to Canada every year and spend time with Anthony's family for Christmas. We split up the holidays. His mother turned 70 on Christmas Eve, so it's very sad that we're not going to be there to celebrate. By the way, happy birthday, Vivian. But, I think the universe is like telling us everything. If it's not COVID, it's nor'easter. Like, there's all of these things that are really hindering us being together, and I think now is just the time to really hunker down.
Amen. Amen, DBL Nation. We feel you, though. We absolutely do. You're not alone, to those of you making those sacrifices, but we are in the home stretch. We've got this, and we got to keep persevering because we do not want to see that death toll get even higher than it already is. Okay, so you've got to see these creepy Canadian COVID PSAs. The first one features a man with a coronavirus particle mask on his head. There he is. He's going to a house party, greeting other guests, drinking a beer, showing off his dance moves with the tagline, "Nobody loves a house party more than COVID." The next PSA has the same coronavirus man coming over for a holiday party, drinking eggnog, opening gifts with the family, eating dinner. The tagline then reads, "Nobody loves a holiday gathering more than COVID." So the question here is, do you think that these are effective and that they will stop people from gathering over the holiday season? We want to hear from you, DBL Nation. Give us your thoughts. Write us in. I thought they were effective.
Look, I didn't.
What?
Sam, that COVID was the life of the party. It came in there, started grooving. He had some good moves. He's pouring drinks. Like, I mean, honestly, it makes it seem like you would want COVID there to liven up your boring friends.
No, COVID, of course, is the life of the party because COVID's the one that's getting up and close and personal to every single person at your holiday gathering or at your holiday party, and they are contagious. But that is a contagion. So therefore, it's effective.
No, I'm with Al on this one. The way he saw
You're always with Al,
this
Jeffrey.
is why. This is why. Because it's like if that guy was like the smoking guy at the party, he's like, hey, I'm the fun guy. Come out in the backyard and have a smoke with me. That's what that guy was. You need him to be like the smelly guy at the party.
But no one's going to get near him. That's not the point.
That's the point of it. But he's going to get near you anyway.
But here, I think everybody's missing the point, actually.
The creeper in the bushes.
Everyone's
Erica.
missing the point. As the in-law of Canadians, what's happening in Alberta is something that we haven't seen anywhere in the States, because the truth is you can't even be in someone's home if you don't have permanent residency there. They are shut down.
Wow.
So this is something that we haven't seen at all. And to add these ads to it to kind of justify the actions of shutting down with hopes that they'll be able to overcome this and reopen sooner, that's just another layer. So it's not just these PSAs that we're all laughing about. Like, this is like for real there. So I think that other leadership could really take some advice from what's happening in Alberta, because a lot of house parties, we know, like everyone's talking about restaurants aren't the culprit. It's these small gatherings in the home. And that's just really an illustration of what people have been doing, thinking that they're doing the right thing. It's like, well, don't eat the bread, but eat all the cheese. Well, either way, it's going to put pounds on you. So don't do this, but then like have people in your house. Well, you're still getting COVID. So this is an illustration of that.
Well said, E. Well said.
Was she talking to me about bread and cheese? I felt like she was talking directly
right
at
at the
end.
She was trying.
It was directly
that was a PSA for me.
Yes, it was. Okay, so some big news in baseball. Major League Baseball announced they're elevating the Negro Leagues in status. So what does that mean? It means that all of the statistics about the great players that had been segregated out will now be included and count just the same as the traditional big leagues. Hello. I mean, this is amazing. It's a little late, but better late than never, Al. But this is one more step to inclusion.
That's right, and better late than never, Sam. You hit it right on the head. And also, I'm really happy about this because, you know, honestly, when they talk about, you know, baseball is a game steeped in history. It's really one of the only games where the numbers really do matter in terms of arguing. And so when you talk about Major League Baseball and then the Negro Leagues, it almost seems like it was this weird kind of alternate league. No, those are professional players too. So when we talk about the statistics, we will remember that however many home runs Josh Gibson hit can be compared to however many home runs that Babe Ruth hit. And it's not like some weird alternate league.
Yeah, no, this is a great thing. Definitely too late. When they said this, it almost surprised me in a way. And I think that's part of what's going on in 2020, right? I was ignorant, thinking like they don't account for that in regular baseball. So it's these little things, I think, that people don't know about, me being ignorant included, that need to be included, right? That we need to know about.
Because talk about robbery. I mean, all the blood, sweat, and tears, you know, to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, and the majority of America and the world do not know your name because of the color of your skin. Right. Talk about taking away someone's legacy, Erica.
Well, yeah, I think this is a great metaphor for what's happening in our society and why equity and equality are so important. It's not about getting a leg up. It's about having the opportunity to compete fairly at the same level and being recognized as such. They're talking about how the batting averages will actually change the history of how we view baseball and the greats. But in terms of other stats, it may not be as effective because the Negro League only played half the game. games. I say you average out the scores and see how that would change the course of history. Because realistically, if the Negro League was only playing 84 games and the Major League was playing 154 games, then you might have some different differentials in statistics that would change the course of history. And I think that's the point. It's about being able to actually compete, and that's all anyone is asking for.
I love it, Eric, and I love that your inner mathematician as well came out. I know your mother is a mathematician, so there you go. You're in good company. Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, a shocking and exciting reveal on The Masked Singer when a country superstar reveals herself. Plus, a new series is in the works about Pam Anderson and her ex Tommy Lee. We're gonna tell you who's gonna play the notorious pair. And Carrie Underwood just got 2 cows for Christmas. She can handle them, but what if that happened to you? We're sharing your comments about unwanted gifts. That wouldn't be an unwanted gift.
Two cows? Where are you gonna put 2 cows? That's the problem. Sam loves animals. Nowhere.
Welcome back to DBL. The 12 Days of Christmas is a classic carol where someone's true love gives them several outrageous gifts. And this year, you could say that Carrie Underwood got a bit of an odd gift from her husband. Take a look.
I wanted cows for Christmas. I love cows. They're my favorite animal. I love them. They make me happy. I don't want them for any purpose, just to love them.
I love that. Although pet cows are what she wanted, it's not a gift most of us would want. So DBL Nation, this has us thinking, what do you do with your unwanted gifts? Okay, so I'm going to read your comments and then you'll get our DBL take, okay? So here's the first comment. Erica Nadia from YouTube says, I'm a curvy girl and my mom always buys me nice clothes that are too small. I think she loses the receipts on purpose, hoping I will just lose weight instead. Now I just sell them online. Erica.
First of all, Mom, what are you doing? That's like the antithesis of support. What is that? Yeah, I would just go ahead and sell them as well. I think that we should be a little more kind when giving gifts and not act like we're being kind by giving gifts.
Al, here's our next comment. Misty from Facebook says, I love wigs. It's become a tradition that my friends buy one I usually hate so much it becomes part of my Halloween costume. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because sometimes when things become a running joke, you know, you're like, I got it, but you kind of want to keep moving on. And somebody's like, oh, this is our one thing, but it's like, it's time to move on. So maybe just say, hey, I'm all full with wigs this year. Let's try something different. Have a fun idea so it doesn't seem like an attack.
That's a good point. Jeff, here's the next comment. Janessa from YouTube says, I typically do not like cats, but mentioned to my boyfriend that my neighbor had the most adorable kitten. So he surprised me with one. Now my neighbor has 2 cats.
That was a good comment. Shout out to Janessa. Here's the thing. People don't have room for that. You're not going to get somebody 2 cows, even though you love cows. I'm not going to get you 2 cows. But what you can do is when I traveled overseas, this is like the best present ever. You know what I'm going with this?
Yes.
I got someone a goat, right? It's called sustainable living. Or you buy someone a chicken overseas. So what they do is they have a chicken, right? Then that chicken makes eggs and it starts sustaining your living. So you could buy these presents for someone. So I could buy Sam a goat, but the family overseas gets that goat. And then they get the milk from the goat.
That's really cool.
Great Christmas idea.
As much as I would love cows, I think it's really important to put out this PSA. Don't go get your child a bunny or a cat or a dog if they are not ready for it and if you're not ready for it, or a cow or a horse or any animal, because I know it seems very appealing and cute for a gift, but then those animals end up in shelters. And it's actually
or at your
really
neighbor's
sad.
house like Janessa.
Or your neighbor's house like Janessa, exactly. So you got to be responsible. Coming up on DBL, more fallout after Tom Cruise goes off on the Mission Impossible crew for not following COVID protocols. Plus, George Clooney reveals how he would have handled it. And our medical pro, Dr. Palsy, is clearing up confusion about the COVID vaccine. That is coming up next.
Welcome back to DBL. This week has been a major turning point in the pandemic. The Pfizer vaccine is being distributed, and today we'll find out if the FDA panel votes to authorize the Moderna vaccine. Earlier, Tori, Al, and I spoke to Dr. Palsy about both vaccines.
Are there advantages for one over the other depending on your personal medical history?
You know, I was very impressed with the Moderna vaccine because I looked at their characteristics of the people in their trial. They had 36.5% representing communities of color compared to only 18% in the Pfizer trial. So, of course, we have more information about those minority groups based on the Moderna trial. They also had 22% of people with high-risk conditions. And this didn't just include the usual lung disease, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. They also had HIV patients, which we know have an altered immune system, and patients with liver disease. So I think that this vaccine is going to give us more information about these special groups, and I'm looking forward to having it approved.
What a Moderna approach to it, huh? Modern.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. Okay, Doc, this is, I want to make sure I get this right.
I got it.
The vaccine for the Pfizer vials holds as much as 2 extra doses. First, can you explain that? And second, I would think this is a good thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, Jeff. When we make up the vaccine vial, it was supposed to hold 5 doses, and they usually put a little extra to allow for spillage, because as you're drawing it up, you know, you may not draw the exact amount. But what we're finding out is that it can be up to as much as 6 or 7 doses. So think of this kind of like that last little bit of toothpaste you're trying to squeeze out of your toothpaste tube, or that shampoo bottle with a little bit of shampoo at the end. And the FDA is telling people across the country to use those extra doses. Now, there are 2 cautions with using these extra doses. Of course, they can increase the supply of the vaccine by 40%, but if you only give a partial dose, so if you don't get that full dose out, that can be a problem. And they've also cautioned about mixing, like a little left over from this vial, a little left over from this vial. It's not okay to mix it. So good news, but we have to be careful with it.
They're calling it the Hanukkah miracle because there's like a little bit left over, though, and it's lasting as the 6th dose.
That sounds like a Hallmark movie. Okay, Doc, this question is near and dear to my heart because a good friend of mine actually has Bell's palsy, but we have seen that some of the vaccine side effects, there have been reports of Bell's palsy. Can you explain what that is and how it might be caused by the shot?
So Bell's palsy is partial paralysis of the face, and it usually is caused by inflammation of the facial nerve that can occur after a viral infection or after inflammation in general. And what they saw was that in the Pfizer trial, they had 4 cases of Bell's palsy, all in the vaccine group. And in the Moderna trial, there are 3 cases of Bell's palsy, 2 out of 3 in the vaccine group. So at this point, they have not causally linked it to the vaccine because there's such few numbers that this could have just happened by chance. But I will say that personally, I've got my radar up on this, you guys, because vaccines can potentially be associated with Bell's palsy. So we're going to have to watch this side effect closely.
I'm glad she's on it, for real. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We'll be right back.
We would like to honor the memory of Ed Benjavenga, who passed away from COVID-19 at the age of 55 in South Carolina. His wife, Christy, described Ed as a generous, strong, and funny big guy who could fix anything. He was the most amazing dad to 2 adult daughters and a 10-year-old son. He also had 3 grandkids. His wife says Ed was the rock of the family, and they will miss him so very much. May he rest in peace.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. A dad in Ohio.
Yeah, Cavs.
That was delayed.
You dropped the ball.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
A dad in Ohio is going viral because of his rendition of the national anthem. He jumped in to sing when the sound system went out at his son's basketball game. Watch.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ooh, he's got some soul and a little growl. That's a
smoky
good voice.
Yeah.
I like that. I wanted to make fun of it. Like when I was reading the story, I'm like, oh, we're going to have fun with this guy. That was amazing.
That was great.
Really
I felt like he
good.
took away from the basketball game. Everybody's like, can we skip the game and have him sing again?
He was waiting
that was
for his
really
moment.
cool. Well, his wife had to nudge him a little bit. He didn't seem like some people have that talent, but they don't like to perform. So it's a weird thing, that
It's
gift
like
of
Perry
singing.
Como, right? Wasn't he just like a painter?
Wow. Perry Como?
What year did you unthaw from?
Holy cow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, you got to be Columbo to unpack that mystery.
You guys with the updated references.
Okay,
It's like Rutherford beat Hayes.
You can always watch us on Facebook or YouTube. That way you can chat with viewers, just like you say hi to the DBL host. It's your chance to be part of our DBL community.
We're up to date on every topic.
If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. The Masked Singer on Masked, the country superstar, will reveal who she is, and a new series in the works all about Pam and Tommy. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Wow, chills. Welcome to DBL. That was the winner of The Masked Singer, The Sun, belting out a cover of Lizzo's "'Cause I Love You" from earlier in the season. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al.
No Perry Como.
I'm getting so many Perry Como comments.
We'll talk about it later. I had to put it in.
We got to revisit that, and I'll tell you the Perry Como story I was trying to tell y'all. Erica joining us from home. Okay, so let's get to it. The identity of the Sun was revealed last night. It turns out, here it is. You guys, country singer LeAnn Rimes. Yep, she beat out the mushroom and the crocodile to take home the Golden Mask trophy. Backstage, LeAnn said it was liberating performing with a mask on. Watch.
My anonymity was taken away very early on, and so to have my anonymity back in a way where people just really feel me instead of having this preconceived idea or thought of who they think I am or who I should be, it felt good to have the audience and the judges and everyone just really feel me and hear me for who I really am.
I love this because I feel like people forgot what an incredible singer that Al, I can't even look at your face right now. Erica, I think people forgot. Al, you were, okay, we'll get to Al. Erica, I think people forgot what an incredible singer LeAnn Rimes is. Instead, she'd been, you know, pulled into the whole Brandy Glanville, Eddie, whatever his last name is, love triangle.
Yeah, actually, I love LeAnn Rimes.
Me too.
LeAnn Rimes was one of the first CDs that I ever received back when we were getting CDs. So I used to play that thing all the time. You know, she really ended up as being one of the first people in our demo where it was like people just wanted to see how the, quote, mighty had fallen. And when she became involved with Eddie Cibrian and the whole, like, you know, he was married, it was Brandy Glanville, whatever. Don't you think she's been punished enough? I mean, her entire life has been a part of tabloid fodder and all over Bravo for years at this point. Like, I think we can just call it a thing now. She's an incredibly talented performer. And I was really, it touched me to see her on The Masked Singer and really be transparent with why that was important to her.
And speaking of, remember yesterday you didn't like it when like young people sing because you said it's an unfair advantage.
I stand by that.
She was 13 years old when she rose to fame. 13 with that incredible voice. 13.
She should have been on whatever version of that junior. Just like Chopped has junior, there should be, I don't think kids should compete against adults. I think it's unfair.
Okay, what about her rise to fame yet again? Here she is.
I'm
this
really
is her
happy
comeback.
For her.
Good.
I really am. And, you know, you were saying I was making a face. I was just making a face, Jeff, because when Sam was reading the script, it really sounded like a dream that, like, your wife wakes up and she's like, okay, LeAnn Rimes was the sun and she beat the mushroom out. And then you're like, what are you talking about? But it's a hit show.
It's a crazy, listen, I don't want to knock anybody on that show, but I thought LeAnn Rimes was maybe above this show in some way. She's so talented. I got a little trivia for you, Sam. What song is I Will Remember You? Wait, wrong one.
Oh.
Wait, is that right?
No.
I will remember.
Wait, no. Dang, I screwed up the whole thing.
What?
Oh, I screwed that all up. Wait, who sang that? Is that Sarah McLachlan?
No, he's talking about the one that plays when the animal.
No.
Animal
Sarah McLachlan.
No, I want her.
The Arms of an Angel or whatever.
No, I screwed it all up.
What are you trying
the
to
song
think
from
of?
Con Air.
Con Air?
What? That movie's.
Wow.
How Do I Live Without You? I got him screwed up. We were talking about.
Songs known aside from Con Air.
No, it's not. Nicolas Cage made that famous.
Okay, so.
We're just going to let it go?
The Con Air song?
Yeah, that movie's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's not like it's John Williams.
What?
What are these?
John Williams is the person that does all the scores for Superman and Star Wars.
Did you just read a trivia book? Where are all these random references coming? You're like Eddie Haskell.
We just got Sam out of a
Everyone knows that John Williams is probably the best composer
Nobody knows
ever to live. The Olympics. Star Wars.
You're trying to compare the Olympics to Con Air? I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on, and we're going to revisit something of this later in the show.
Probably
Jeff,
not.
this show is doing so well. They're getting bigger celebrities every season. Oh, I thought it was a different comment to Jeff. Okay. There's more fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of the latest Mission Impossible film. According to The Sun, 5 staff members quit after Tom went into a second rant on set Tuesday. Tom was apparently upset that news of the first blow-up went public. Earlier this week, he was caught on tape yelling at his crew after they were seen breaking COVID-19 protocols. Meantime, George Clooney said Tom didn't overreact because of the seriousness of the virus, but during an interview with Howard Stern, George said he would have handled the situation differently. Listen.
I wouldn't have done it that big. I wouldn't have, pulled people out. You're in a position of power, and it's tricky, right? You do have a responsibility for everybody else, and he's absolutely right about that. And if the production goes down, a lot of people lose their jobs, and it's, people have to understand that and they have to be responsible. It's just not my style to take everybody to task that way.
Jeff, you had a very strong take about Tom Cruise and taking his side. Do you still feel that way?
I do. I stand by mine. And listen, George Clooney mentioned at the end there, it's not his style, right? And it's not everybody's cup of tea, right? Oh, I heard a great quote. I'm just off it today. I might be somebody's shot of whiskey, but I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I just read that quote somewhere. That's a good one. I like that. What are you making a face for?
I'm thinking about it. Jeez, it takes me a moment sometimes. I'm tired.
Who are you thinking about? An actor from the 70s? Anyways, let me finish, because this is a good point. It's not his cup of tea, right? So if I'm responsible, I'm going to stick to this for 100 people and their families as well as mine and my own family. I'm a very emotional person. I might come off brash sometimes and harsh, and I do raise my voice when I shouldn't. I know that's one of my faults, but I'm going to come out like that. But I'm wanting the best for my son, for my wife, for myself, for your family. I'm not trying to be that guy, even though I come across like that. I don't think Tom Cruise is trying to be that guy. He's worried more about his film, his passion, your families around set. I understand that. I respond to that, but not everybody does. I get that.
Erica, and you had the opposite take.
Right, and it wasn't even really opposite, to be clear. I think that it's important that people understand that emotion doesn't necessarily grant credibility, and style is the key word there. This is about interpersonal communications. And when I brought up, and I know people were apparently very conflicted between Jeff and I yesterday, one of the points was that I brought up a personal situation. Well, of course I brought up a personal situation because this was from my level of understanding, and from my understanding being communicated to or with interpersonally in this manner, it caused me to shut down. It caused me to not be effective at my job. And it also caused me to leave shortly after and take my talents elsewhere. And that was something that, no one really won from that situation. So when I'm saying that, people are people and they're going to react differently to certain things. So if you're a person who shuts down and going to go elsewhere, I understand this is a very extremely different circumstance. That's why I said duality. That means there's two sides of the coin. Flexible, which means that there could be an ebb and flow of thought here, people, to this conversation. But I'm glad that George Clooney spoke out and gave another perspective, because I think those are two people that have a very level playing field and people can understand both sides.
Love it. Good conversation. So a limited series about the life and marriage of Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee is coming to Hulu. The 8-part series will explore the rocky relationship between Pam and the Motley Crue drummer, who were married in the 90s after knowing each other for just 4 days. It will also cover their infamous sex tape that was stolen and released to the public. British actress Lily James, there she is, will play Pam. Wow, I see the resemblance. Meantime, Sebastian Stan will play Tommy Lee. He most recently appeared in Avengers Endgame as the Winter Soldier. What do you think, Al?
I think it's going to be great. I think that Pam Anderson, has gone from famous to infamous and back in her career, but she's always been relevant. She was in arguably the hottest show that kind of changed television forever. And I think people are now interested in going back and seeing people's stories told in long form. And if you think about an 8-part miniseries, it's really just an 8-hour movie. But sometimes in a 2.5-hour movie, you might walk out like, wait, why was her mom so mad at the end of that? It's because they only had 2 hours. They might have had to cut that scene. But now with an 8-hour movie, they can dedicate episode 2 to building her mom's character out and explaining why people are reacting the way they are. So I'm excited to see it.
Well said.
Sebastian Stan's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I get it.
Anyways, I just let that out there. But 8-part series, does that seem a little long to you?
No,
Maybe wrap this up in an hour or two?
I mean, we don't know her story. I think a lot of people don't understand her hustle, meaning, you know, she had several businesses. She had her UGG boots that were called Pam's, and they weren't made from sheep shearling because that is abusive to animals. Don't look at me that way. It's very honorable of her.
I didn't say
She
that.
also, how dare you, Al? She also went to the Senate floor.
Do you think this is going to make the series?
I hope that they show her activist side because she went to the Senate floor multiple times
I'm
advocating
sure that'll
for
make the
animal
Tommy
rights.
Lee, Pam Anderson movies, the Senate floor situation. Are you serious, Sam?
Oh, yes,
If
I
there
am.
was 40 episodes, that would get cut.
I think it will make it. I guarantee you. I hear you laughing, Michael D. I think it'll make it, and I'm glad they're doing long form. To your point, Al, I just recently saw the Selena series, and
My girl's watching it now.
So good. I'd only seen the movie prior and known about her because I loved her music, but now seeing the long form, I learned all these little nuances about Selena's life and the person that she was, as opposed to just an hour-and-a-half film. Okay, Erica, anything about Pam and Tommy Lee that you're looking forward to seeing?
The corporate subcommittee?
Can't. She turned a lot
But
of
I
people
will watch.
into
I will watch
veganism.
because that was like Bravo before Bravo.
All right, Sam wants to have the C-SPAN version of
I just
Pam
want all of her to be shown. All of her. She's multifaceted.
I think that's why people are tuning in.
She's not just a beautiful woman with big boobs. She's multifaceted.
No one said anything about her body except for you.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
He's got a point.
Okay, coming up on... A little Christmas cheer when a woman creates a mailbox for Santa. Don't miss this seasonal heartthreads. Next.
Closed captioning.
Has been a challenging year, to say the least.
That's why we want to thank you for spending your time with us.
For sending us your comments and opinions.
Especially when you don't agree with us.
That's what this show is about.
And it's because of you we're all a family, and we cherish it.
From all of us here at DBL,
we want to wish you a happy holiday
and a healthy new year. Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about making someone smile. Watch how one woman became Santa's little helper, spreading holiday cheer and reminding us what the reason for the season is all about.
This woman turned a Christmas decoration into a mailbox to Santa. Ariel Turner always puts out an impressive display of holiday decor. One of her decorations is a mailbox to Santa. After setting up the display, Ariel was surprised to find a letter for Santa inside.
Hi Santa, how are you? I know you make all the toys. Can you please bring for my sister Sophia My Little Pony, for my brother Jose a car, and for me a LOL OMG doll? I hope you don't get sick. Don't forget your mask. Love you, Alexia.
Ariel stepped in for Santa and sent Alexia a reply. Alexia's reaction to the letter was pure joy. Ariel spread the word on Facebook and she's gotten more letters, all of which have gotten a reply from Santa.
It really is wholesome. This is probably the most wholesome thing of 2020 in my opinion.
Oh, special DBL Deal Blast coming up next.
Could someone be...
Welcome back, y'all. It's DBL, and it's time for some sweet, sweet deals. I'm excited because earlier my girl Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's today's DBL Deal Blast presented by you guys know who. It's morningsave.com.
I love this part of the day. What do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals that you're going to absolutely fall in love in. So the first thing is something that's going to keep your face looking smooth, flawless and fresh. Ooh. Check this out. It's the 2-pack Almost Famous facial and brow wash.
Whoa.
Look at that. So this deal includes your choice of any of the combinations of 2 tools. So 2 brows, 2 facials, or 1 of each. So the set is designed to gently trim and remove any unwanted hair. So it's perfect for your eyebrows, your upper and lower lip. And the facial one is perfect for helping makeup go on smoothly. And what I really like is that both of the tools have got a built-in LED light for full visibility. So I'm really into that, so you don't nick anywhere you're not meant to. So normally it's about $60, right, for this kit. We've got it $20 for 2, saving 67%.
Amazing.
A lot of of people love dermaplaning, and this is an alternative you can do at home for half the price.
Amen.
You know? Next up, we've got something that's going to update your bedroom decor that's stylish and chic.
Ooh, I like this.
It's the View Elements 3-piece coverlet bedding set. It feels fabulous. It's versatile and soft, and it's got this dainty quilted little pattern on there that creates a really rich texture and a soft lived-in aesthetic. And it's 100% cotton cover with a polyester fill, which means it's machine washable.
Heck yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It comes with a coverlet, 2 pillow shams, and it's available in 2 styles and 4 colors. So normally this is between $140 to $210 depending on the sizing that you get, Tori. We have it for $39.
Oh my God.
Saving 81%.
That's amazing. Can I be honest? The muted green, that minty muted, that sagey, I'm into.
Yes, and I love it.
Yeah, really, and I like the quilted pattern.
Classy, Tori.
Super classy.
Perfect. It's getting colder now, so
Yeah.
love that. There's nothing worse than opening up your pantry and not being able to find what you're looking for. It's awful. Well, you don't need to worry about it anymore with this Eternal Kitchen Ideas 7-piece airtight food container storage set. Love it. I love a good container, Tori.
Yes, you do.
I do. It comes with 7 canisters, 7 lids, 10 measuring spoons,
Whoa.
4 measuring cups, labels, and a marker. And you can easily identify what's in your pantry by writing down the date when you store it. I love it. Look at this.
She loves containers.
I love a container. Normally, these are $80, but we've got them for $35, saving up to 56%, and I'm taking this one home with me, Tori.
Yeah, you are.
Enough of them. Love it.
All of you type A people with your containers, you're all gleeful over this one.
Last but not least, I've got something that will help bring style to any wardrobe this holiday season. Check it out. It's the Bagatelle Faux Suede Draped Jacket. It comes with a cascading open front and a silver tone zipper and pockets for a chic style. I'm not kidding you. This is super soft vegan suede, and I'm in love with it because it's a really easy way to dress up for a video chat while you're working from home. Who says working from home cannot be stylish? It comes in taupe, sand, mustard, love mustard, lipstick, I love these names, and blue stone. So normally this is $99, which I think is a very fair price.
Yeah.
But we have it for our viewers for $25, saving 75% on looking chic.
Not only looking chic, that vegan suede is so hard to get and is always usually so expensive.
I would never know that this wasn't real suede.
Wow, really? It feels so good.
The feel, it's impeccable, really, to be honest.
You have swayed me.
Hey.
I love it. Head on over to morningsave.com, guys, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hello, I'm William.
Tomorrow on DBL, outspoken and opinionated sportscaster Dale Hansen is looking back on 2020.
If this is not the worst year America has been through, it's on a very short list.
Don't miss his DBL take tomorrow on Daily Blast Live.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Perry Como, that's Perry Como. He just makes my heart swell, especially during Christmas. And I brought him up because he was just an everyday barber. I thought he was a house painter, but an everyday barber before people discovered his voice. Kind of like that dad. He could be the next Perry Como.
Maybe. I mean, look, I loved it. When I heard the song, I was like, oh, that's Perry Como. So, okay, it was still a random reference, but you absolved yourself, Sam.
Okay, good.
Shout out to Perry Como.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
On Daily Blast Live.
A major storm creates a mess on the East Coast as snow piles up, with power outages and flights canceled. The warning from Dr. Fauci on why now is not the time to travel anyway. A few rather odd coronavirus PSAs are getting a lot of attention.
Uncle Mike, how you doing? Oh, wow.
Is this creepy or necessary to get people to wake up? More fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of Mission Impossible. Did he go off again, causing some of the crew to quit? Plus the big star who's defending him. And watch what happens when the sound system goes out for the national anthem, but there's a dad in the stands who can sing.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, December 17th. It's almost Christmas. I'm really excited. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al. Erica joining us from home. Let's get right to it because millions of people on the East Coast are dealing with a massive winter storm. It's dumped feet of snow on communities up and down the Northeast, with ice and snow snarling traffic and threatening vaccine deliveries. Check out this close call. Several first responders already on the scene of an accident, jumping out of the way as a white truck nearly, there it is, plows into them. But good news, everyone is okay. And meantime, Dr. Anthony Fauci, he is encouraging you not to see your kids or your grandkids this Christmas, as he is doing. Fauci is planning a holiday with just his wife, saying he's not seeing his 3 adult daughters this Christmas, which, by the way, is also his 80th birthday. Yeah, he was born on Christmas Eve. So let's start with you, Jeff. I know that you're very close to your parents, very close to your family out in Chicago. Are you going to go see your family, or are you just going to hunker down and stay here because of COVID?
We're hunkering down. Unfortunately, I didn't even think about this. In 42 years, this is the first Christmas I won't spend with my mom and dad.
Wow. 42 years.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
I know.
So, but listen, I want to get to Dr. Fauci because he's walking the walk, right? He's got every reason to go home and see his family. He's 80 years old. It's Christmas. I mean, that's a historical moment for him. And he's walking the walk, right? So I respect that. I tip my hat to him because there's other governors, mayors out there, Los Angeles, calling you out, Denver, I'm calling you out, that say things on TV, but then you act differently in your real life. We need more leaders, more people walking the walk in 2021 than just saying, hey, peace and love on my Twitter feed. Go kill yourself. It's like people talk out of both ends of their mouth, and it's like we need to start acting the way we live.
Amen. Al?
I agree. And look, I'm trying to do some math here, Sam, and I look at, greater than or less than. I think days is greater than day. We would obviously all like to be together for Christmas
like a true
Day.
Mathematician.
What a nerd. But honestly, I really do. That's the only way that I can rationalize this. It's just like, this will be a calendar year that I did not see my mother. So, Christmas Day will unfortunately be no different than the other 364 that, were around it. So it's tough, but I just have to think about the future. We have a vaccine, knock on glass, so let's just try and
knock on glass
get through this.
Is not a thing.
Maybe
it's
there's
not
wood
a thing
under
at
there.
all,
Don't jinx it. Hit the wood.
Yeah, hit the wood.
I got the wood.
There we go.
Okay,
Erica, to Al and Jeff's point, my husband and I and our 2 kids, we're staying here. I would love nothing more than to get on a plane, go to Santa Cruz, but we are just going to both of their points. This is the home stretch, right? Hopefully next year we won't have to make these sacrifices. What about you, Erica? Are you going to Chicago?
No, actually, we go to Calgary, which will segue to the next conversation. We go to Canada every year and spend time with Anthony's family for Christmas. We split up the holidays. His mother turned 70 on Christmas Eve, so it's very sad that we're not going to be there to celebrate. By the way, happy birthday, Vivian. But, I think the universe is like telling us everything. If it's not COVID, it's nor'easter. Like, there's all of these things that are really hindering us being together, and I think now is just the time to really hunker down.
Amen. Amen, DBL Nation. We feel you, though. We absolutely do. You're not alone, to those of you making those sacrifices, but we are in the home stretch. We've got this, and we got to keep persevering because we do not want to see that death toll get even higher than it already is. Okay, so you've got to see these creepy Canadian COVID PSAs. The first one features a man with a coronavirus particle mask on his head. There he is. He's going to a house party, greeting other guests, drinking a beer, showing off his dance moves with the tagline, "Nobody loves a house party more than COVID." The next PSA has the same coronavirus man coming over for a holiday party, drinking eggnog, opening gifts with the family, eating dinner. The tagline then reads, "Nobody loves a holiday gathering more than COVID." So the question here is, do you think that these are effective and that they will stop people from gathering over the holiday season? We want to hear from you, DBL Nation. Give us your thoughts. Write us in. I thought they were effective.
Look, I didn't.
What?
Sam, that COVID was the life of the party. It came in there, started grooving. He had some good moves. He's pouring drinks. Like, I mean, honestly, it makes it seem like you would want COVID there to liven up your boring friends.
No, COVID, of course, is the life of the party because COVID's the one that's getting up and close and personal to every single person at your holiday gathering or at your holiday party, and they are contagious. But that is a contagion, so therefore it's effective.
No, I'm with Al on this one. The way he saw.
You're always with Al,
this is why. This is why. Because it's like if that guy was like the smoking guy at the party, he's like, hey, I'm the fun guy. Come out in the backyard and have a smoke with me. That's what that guy was. You need him to be like the smelly guy at the party.
Then no one's going to get near him. That's not the point.
That's the point of it. But he's going to get near you anyway.
But here, I think everybody's missing the point, actually. Everyone's missing the point. As the in-law of Canadians, what's happening in Alberta is something that we haven't seen anywhere in the States, because the truth is you can't even be in someone's home if you don't have permanent residency there. They are shut down.
Wow.
So this is something that we haven't seen at all. And to add these ads to it to kind of justify the actions of shutting down with hopes that they'll be able to overcome this and reopen sooner, that's just another layer. So it's not just these PSAs that we're all laughing about. Like, this is like for real there. So I think that other leadership could really take some advice from what's happening in Alberta, because a lot of house parties, we know, like everyone's talking about restaurants aren't the culprit. It's these small gatherings in the home. And that's just really an illustration of what people have been doing, thinking that they're doing the right thing. It's like, well, don't eat the bread, but eat all the cheese. Well, either way, it's going to put pounds on you. So don't do this, but then like have people in your house. Well, you're still getting COVID. So this is an illustration of that.
Well said, E. Well said.
Was she talking to me about bread and cheese? I felt like she was talking directly
right
at
the
end.
She was trying.
It was directly
that was a PSA for me.
Yes, it was. Okay, so some big news in baseball. Major League Baseball announced they're elevating the Negro Leagues in status. So what does that mean? It means that all of the statistics about the great players that had been segregated out will now be included and count just the same as the traditional big leagues. Hello. I mean, this is amazing. It's a little late, but better late than never, Al. But this is one more step to inclusion.
That's right, and better late than never, Sam. You hit it right on the head. And also, I'm really happy about this because, you know, honestly, when they talk about, you know, baseball is a game steeped in history. It's really one of the only games where the numbers really do matter in terms of arguing. And so when you talk about Major League Baseball and then the Negro Leagues, it almost seems like it was this weird kind of alternate league. No, those are professional players too. So when we talk about the statistics, we will remember that however many home runs Josh Gibson hit can be compared to however many home runs that Babe Ruth hit. And it's not like some weird alternate league.
Yeah, no, this is a great thing. Definitely too late. When they said this, it almost surprised me in a way. And I think that's part of what's going on in 2020, right? I was ignorant, thinking like they don't account for that in regular baseball. So it's these little things, I think, that people don't know about, me being ignorant included, that need to be included, right? That we need to know about.
Because talk about robbery. I mean, all the blood, sweat, and tears, you know, to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, and the majority of America and the world do not know your name because of the color of your skin. Right. Talk about taking away someone's legacy, Erica.
Well, yeah, I think this is a great metaphor for what's happening in our society and why equity and equality are so important. It's not about getting a leg up. It's about having the opportunity to compete fairly at the same level and being recognized as such. They're talking about how the batting averages will actually change the history of how we view baseball and the greats. But in terms of other stats, it may not be as effective because the Negro League only played half the games. I say you average out the scores and see how that would change the course of history. Because realistically, if the Negro League was only playing 84 games and the Major League was playing 154 games, then you might have some different differentials in statistics that would change the course of history. And I think that's the point. It's about being able to actually compete, and that's all anyone is asking for.
I love it, Eric, and I love that your inner mathematician as well came out. I know your mother is a mathematician, so there you go. You're in good company. Erica, stick around. Coming up on DBL, a shocking and exciting reveal on The Masked Singer when a country superstar reveals herself. Plus, a new series is in the works about Pam Anderson and her ex Tommy Lee. We're going to tell you who's going to play the notorious pair. And Carrie Underwood just got 2 cows for Christmas. She can handle them, but what if that happened to you? We're sharing your comments about unwanted gifts. That wouldn't be an unwanted gift.
2
Where are you
cows?
going to put 2 cows?
That's the problem. Family loves animals. Nowhere.
See yourself.
Someone's true love gives them several outrageous gifts, and this year you could say that Carrie Underwood got a bit of an odd gift from her husband. Take a look.
I wanted cows for Christmas. I love cows. They're my favorite animal. I love them. They make me happy. I don't want them for any purpose, just to love them.
I love that. Although pet cows are what she wanted, it's not a gift most of us would want. So DBL Nation, this has us thinking, what do you do with your unwanted gifts? Okay, so I'm going to read your comments and then you'll get our DBL take, okay? So here's the first comment. Erica Nadia from YouTube says, I'm a curvy girl and my mom always buys me nice clothes that are too small. I think she loses the receipts on purpose, hoping I will just lose weight instead. Now I just sell them online. Erica.
First of all, Mom, what are you doing? That's like the antithesis of support. What is that? Yeah, I would just go ahead and sell them as well. I think that we should be a little more kind when giving gifts and not act like we're being kind by giving gifts.
Al, here's our next comment. Misty from Facebook says, I love wigs. It's become a tradition that my friends buy one I usually hate so much it becomes part of my Halloween costume. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because sometimes when things become a running joke, you know, you're like, I got it, but you kind of want to keep moving on. And somebody's like, oh, this is our one thing, but it's like, it's time to move on. So maybe just say, hey, I'm all full with wigs this year. Let's try something different. Have a fun idea so it doesn't seem like an attack.
That's a good point. Jeff, here's the next comment. Janessa from YouTube says, I typically do not like cats, but mentioned to my boyfriend that my neighbor had the most adorable kitten. So he surprised me with one. Now my neighbor has 2 cats.
That was a good comment. Shout out to Janessa. Here's the thing. People don't have room for that. You're not going to get somebody 2 cows, even though you love cows. I'm not going to get you 2 cows. But what you can do is when I traveled overseas, this is like the best present ever. You know what I'm going with this?
Yes.
I got someone a goat, right? It's called sustainable living. Or you buy someone a chicken overseas. So what they do is they have a chicken, right? Then that chicken makes eggs and it starts sustaining your living. So you could buy these presents for someone. So I could buy Sam a goat, but the family overseas gets that goat. And then they get the milk from the goat.
That's really cool.
Great Christmas idea.
As much as I would love cows, I think it's really important to put out this PSA. Don't go get your child a bunny or a cat or a dog if they are not ready for it and if you're not ready for it, or a cow or a horse or any animal, because I know it seems very appealing and cute for a gift, but then those animals end up in shelters and it's actually
or at your
really
neighbor's
sad.
house like Janessa
Or your
said.
neighbor's house like Janessa, exactly. So you got to be responsible. Coming up on DBL, more fallout after Tom Cruise goes off on the Mission Impossible crew for not following COVID protocols. Plus, George Clooney reveals how he would have handled it. And our medical pro, Dr. Palsy, is clearing up confusion about the COVID vaccine. That is coming up next.
People are worried.
Welcome back to DBL. This week has been a major turning point in the pandemic. The Pfizer vaccine is being distributed, and today we'll find out if the FDA panel votes to authorize the Moderna vaccine. Earlier, Tori, Al, and I spoke to Dr. Palsy about both vaccines.
Are there advantages for one over the other depending on your personal medical history?
You know, I was very impressed with the Moderna vaccine because I looked at their characteristics of the people in their trial. They had 36.5% representing communities of color compared to only 18% in the Pfizer trial. So, of course, we have more information about those minority groups based on the Moderna trial. They also had 22% of people with high-risk conditions. And this didn't just include the usual lung disease, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. They also had HIV patients, which we know have an altered immune system, and patients with liver disease. So I think that this vaccine is going to give us more information about these special groups, and I'm looking forward to having it approved.
What a Moderna approach to it, huh? Modern.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. Okay, Doc, this is, I want to make sure I get this right.
I got it.
The vaccine for the Pfizer vials holds as much as 2 extra doses. First, can you explain that? And second, I would think this is a good thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, Jeff. When we make up the vaccine vial, it was supposed to hold 5 doses, and they usually put a little extra to allow for spillage, because as you're drawing it up, you may not draw the exact amount. But what we're finding out is that it can be up to as much as 6 or 7 doses. So think of this kind of like that last little bit of toothpaste you're trying to squeeze out of your toothpaste tube, or that shampoo bottle with a little bit of shampoo at the end. And the FDA is telling people across the country to use those extra doses. Now, there are 2 cautions with using these extra doses. Of course, they can increase the supply of the vaccine by 40%, but if you only give a partial dose, so if you don't get that full dose out, that can be a problem. And they've also cautioned about mixing, like a little leftover from this vial, a little leftover from this vial. It's not okay to mix it. So good news, but we have to be careful with it.
They're calling it the Hanukkah miracle because there's like a little bit left over, though, and it's lasting as the 6th dose.
That sounds like a Hallmark movie. Okay, Doc, this question is near and dear to my heart because a good friend of mine actually has Bell's palsy, but we have seen that some of the vaccine side effects, there have been reports of Bell's palsy. Can you explain what that is and how it might be caused by the shot?
So Bell's palsy is partial paralysis of the face, and it usually is caused by inflammation of the facial nerve that can occur after a viral infection or after inflammation in general. And what they saw was that in the Pfizer trial, they had 4 cases of Bell's palsy, all in the vaccine group. And in the Moderna trial, there are 3 cases of Bell's palsy, 2 out of 3 in the vaccine group. So at this point, they have not causally linked it to the vaccine because there's such few numbers that this could have just happened by chance. But I will say that personally, I've got my radar up on this, you guys, because vaccines can potentially be associated with Bell's palsy. So we're going to have to watch this side effect closely.
I'm glad she's on it, for real. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We'll be right back. We would like to honor the memory of Ed Benjavenga, who passed away from COVID-19 at the age of 55 in South Carolina. His wife, Christy, described Ed as a generous, strong, and funny big guy who could fix anything. He was the most amazing dad to 2 adult daughters and a 10-year-old son. He also had 3 grandkids. His wife says Ed was the rock of the family, and they will miss him so very much. May he rest in peace.
Promotional
Welcome back to DBL. A dad in Ohio.
Yeah, Cavs.
That was delayed.
You dropped the ball.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
A dad in Ohio is going viral because of his rendition of the national anthem. He jumped in to sing when the sound system went out at his son's basketball game. Watch.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ooh, he's got some soul and a little growl. That's a
smoky
good voice.
Yeah.
I like that. I wanted to make fun of it. Like when I was reading the story, I'm like, oh, we're going to have fun with this guy. That was amazing.
That was great.
really
I felt like
good.
he took away from the basketball game. Everybody's like, can we skip the game and have him sing again?
He was
that
waiting
was
for his
really
moment.
cool. Well, his wife had to nudge him a little bit. He didn't seem like some people have that talent, but they don't like to perform. So it's a weird thing, that
It's
gift
like
of
Perry
singing.
Como, right? Wasn't he just like a painter?
Wow. Perry Como?
What year did you unthaw from?
Holy cow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, you got to be Columbo to unpack that mystery.
You guys with the updated references.
Okay,
It's like Rutherford beat Hayes.
You can always watch us on Facebook or YouTube. That way you can chat with viewers, just like you say hi to the DBL host. It's your chance to be part of our DBL community.
We're up to date on every topic.
If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. The Masked Singer Unmasked. The country superstar will reveal who she is, and a new series in the works all about Pam and Tommy. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Wow, chills. Welcome to DBL. That was the winner of The Masked Singer, The Sun, belting out a cover of Lizzo's "'Cause I Love You" from earlier in the season. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al.
No Perry Como.
I'm getting so many Perry Como comments.
We'll talk about it later. I had to put it in.
We got to revisit that, and
Yes,
I'll tell you the
yes.
Perry Como story I was trying to tell y'all. Erica joining us from home. Okay, so let's get to it. The identity of the Sun was revealed last night. It turns out, here it is. You guys, country singer LeAnn Rimes. Yup, she beat out the mushroom and the crocodile to take home the Golden Mask trophy. Backstage, LeAnn said it was liberating performing with a mask on. Watch.
My anonymity was taken away very early on, and so to have my anonymity back in a way where people just really feel me instead of having this preconceived idea or thought of who they think I am or who I should be, it felt good to have the audience and the judges and everyone just really feel me and hear me for who I really am.
I love this because I feel like people forgot what an incredible singer that Al, I can't even look at your face right now. Erica, I think people forgot. Al, you were, okay, we'll get to Al. Erica, I think people forgot what an incredible singer LeAnn Rimes is. Instead, she'd been, you know, pulled into the whole Brandy Glanville, Eddie, whatever his last name is, love triangle.
Yeah, actually, I love LeAnn Rimes.
Me too.
LeAnn Rimes was one of the first CDs that I ever received back when we were getting CDs. So I used to play that thing all the time. You know, she really ended up as being one of the first people in our demo where it was like people just wanted to see how the quote mighty had fallen. And when she became involved with Eddie Cibrian and the whole, like, you know, he was married, it was Brandy Glanville, whatever. Don't you think she's been punished enough? I mean, her entire life has been a part of tabloid fodder and all over Bravo for years at this point. Like, I think we can just call it a thing now. She's an incredibly talented performer. And I was really, it touched me to see her on The Masked Singer and really be transparent with why that was important to her.
And speaking of, remember yesterday you didn't like it when like young people sing because you said it's an unfair advantage.
I stand by that.
She was 13 years old when she rose to fame. 13 with that incredible voice. 13.
She should have been on whatever version of that Junior. Just like Chopped has Junior, there should be, I don't think kids should compete against adults. I think it's unfair.
Okay, what about her rise to fame yet again? Here she is.
I'm
This
really
is her
happy
comeback.
For her.
Good.
I really am. And you know, you were saying I was making a face. I was just making a face, Jeff, because when Sam was reading the script, it really sounded like a dream that like your wife wakes up and she's like, okay, LeAnn Rimes was the sun and she beat the mushroom out. And then you're like, what are you talking about? But it's a hit show.
It's a crazy, listen, I thought, listen, I don't want to knock anybody on that show, but I thought LeAnn Rimes was maybe above this show in some way. She's so talented. I got a little trivia for you, Sam. What song is I Will Remember? Wait, wrong one.
Oh.
That's wait, is that right?
No.
I will remember.
Wait, no, what's dang, I screwed up the whole thing.
What?
Oh, I screwed that all up. Wait, who sang that? Is that Sarah McLachlan?
No, he's talking about the one that plays at when the animal.
No.
Animal
Sarah
dies.
McLachlan.
No, I want her.
The Arms of an Angel or whatever.
No, I screwed it all up.
What are you trying
the
to
song
think
from
of?
Con Air.
Con Air?
What? That movie's.
Wow.
How do I live without you? I got them screwed up. We were talking about.
Songs known aside from Con Air.
No, it's not. Nicolas Cage made that famous.
Okay, so
We're just gonna let it go?
the Con Air song?
Yeah, that movie's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's not like it's John Williams.
What?
What are these?
John Williams is the person that does all the scores for Superman and Star Wars.
Did you just read
know?
a trivia book? Where are all these random references coming? You're like Eddie Haskell.
We just got Sam out of a
Everyone knows
chat
that John
room.
Williams is probably the best composer
Nobody knows
ever
that.
to live. The Olympics. Star Wars.
You're trying to compare the Olympics to Con Air? I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on, and we're going to revisit something of this later in the show.
Probably
Jeff,
not.
this show is doing so well. They're getting bigger celebrities every season. Oh, I thought it was a different comment to Jeff. Okay. There's more fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of the latest Mission Impossible film. According to The Sun, 5 staff members quit after Tom went into a second rant on set Tuesday. Tom was apparently upset that news of the first blow-up went public. Earlier this week, he was caught on tape yelling at his crew after they were seen breaking COVID-19 protocols. Meantime, George Clooney said Tom didn't overreact because of the seriousness of the virus, but during an interview with Howard Stern, George said he would have handled the situation differently. Listen.
I wouldn't have done it that big. I wouldn't have, pulled people out. You're in a position of power, and it's tricky, right? You do have a responsibility for everybody else, and he's absolutely right about that. And if the production goes down, a lot of people lose their jobs, and it's, people have to understand that and they have to be responsible. It's just not my style to take everybody to task that way.
Jeff, you had a very strong take about Tom Cruise and taking his side. Do you still feel that way?
I do. I stand by mine. And listen, George Clooney mentioned at the end there it's not his style, right? And it's not everybody's cup of tea, right? Oh, I heard a great quote. I'm just off it today. I might be somebody's shot of whiskey, but I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I just read that quote somewhere. That's a good one. I like that. What are you making a face for?
I'm thinking about it. Jeez, it takes me a moment sometimes. I'm tired.
What are you thinking about? An actor from the 70s? Anyways, let me finish because this is a good point. It's not his cup of tea, right? So if I'm responsible, I'm going to stick to this for 100 people and their families as well as mine and my own family. I'm a very emotional person. I might come off brash sometimes and harsh, and I do raise my voice when I shouldn't. I know that's one of my faults, but I'm going to come out like that. But I'm wanting the best for my son, for my wife, for myself, for your family. I'm not trying to be that guy, even though I come across like that. I don't think Tom Cruise is trying to be that guy. He's worried more about his film, his passion, your families around set. I understand that. I respond to that, but not everybody does. I get that.
Erica, and you had the opposite take.
Right, and it wasn't even really opposite, to be clear. I think that it's important that people understand that emotion doesn't necessarily grant credibility, and style is the key word there. This is about interpersonal communications, and when I brought up, and I know people were apparently very conflicted between Jeff and I yesterday, one of the points was that I brought up a personal situation. Well, of course I brought up a personal situation because this was from my level of understanding, and from my understanding, being communicated to or with interpersonally in this manner, it caused me to shut down. It caused me to not be effective at my job. And it also caused me to leave shortly after and take my talents elsewhere. And that was something that, no one really won from that situation. So when I'm saying that, people are people and they're going to react differently to certain things. So if you're a person who shuts down and going to go elsewhere, I understand this is a very extremely different circumstance. That's why I said duality. That means there's two sides of the coin. Flexible, which means that there could be an ebb and flow of thought here, people, to this conversation. But I'm glad that George Clooney spoke out and gave another perspective, because I think those are two people that have a very level playing field and people can understand both sides.
Love it. Good conversation. So a limited series about the life and marriage of Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee is coming to Hulu. The 8-part series will explore the rocky relationship between Pam and the Motley Crue drummer, who were married in the 90s after knowing each other for just 4 days. It will also cover their infamous sex tape that was stolen and released to the public. British actress Lily James, there she is, will play Pam. Wow, I see the resemblance. Meantime, Sebastian Stan will play Tommy Lee. He most recently appeared in Avengers Endgame as the Winter Soldier. What do you think, Al?
I think it's going to be great. I think that Pam Anderson, has gone from famous to infamous and back in her career, but she's always been relevant. She was in arguably the the hottest show that kind of changed television forever. And I think people are now interested in going back and seeing people's stories told in long form. And if you think about an 8-part miniseries, it's really just an 8-hour movie. But sometimes in a 2.5-hour movie, you might walk out like, wait, why was her mom so mad at the end of that? It's because they only had 2 hours. They might have had to cut that scene. But now with an 8-hour movie, they can dedicate episode 2 to building her mom's character out and explaining why people are reacting the way they are. So I'm excited to see it.
Well said.
Sebastian Stan's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I get it.
Anyways, I just let that out there. But 8-part series, does that seem a little long to you?
No.
Maybe wrap this up in an hour or two?
I mean, we don't know her story. I think a lot of people don't understand her hustle, meaning, you know, she had several businesses. She had her UGG boots that were called Pam's, and they weren't made from sheep shearling because that is abusive to animals. Don't look at me that way. It's very honorable of her.
I didn't say
She
that.
also, how dare you, Al? She also went to the Senate
Do you think
floor.
this is going to make the series?
I hope that they show her activist side because she went to the Senate floor multiple times
I'm
advocating
sure that'll
for
make the
animal
Tommy
rights.
Lee, Pam Anderson movies, the Senate floor situation. Are you serious, Sam?
Oh, yes,
If
I
there
am.
was 40 episodes that would get cut.
I think it will make it. I guarantee you. I hear you laughing, Michael D. I think it'll make it, and I'm glad they're doing long form. To your point, Al, I just recently saw the Selena series, and
My girl's watching it now.
So good. I'd only seen the movie prior and known about her because I loved her music, but now seeing the long form, I learned all these little nuances about Selena's life and the person that she was, as opposed to just an hour-and-a-half film. Okay, Erica, anything about Pam and Tommy Lee that you're looking forward to seeing?
The corporate subcommittee?
Can't. She turned a lot of
But I will
people
watch.
into
I will watch
veganism.
because that was like Bravo before Bravo.
All right, Sam wants to have the C-SPAN version of
I just
Pam
want
and
all of her to be shown. All of her. She's multifaceted.
I think that's why people are tuning in.
She's not just a beautiful woman with big boobs. She's multifaceted.
No one said anything about her body except for you.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
He's got a point.
Okay, coming up on... A little Christmas cheer when a woman creates a mailbox for Santa. Don't miss this seasonal heartthreads. Next.
Closed cap.
for spending your time with us.
For sending us your comments and opinions.
Especially when you don't agree with us.
That's what this show is about.
And it's because of you we're all a family, and we cherish it.
From all of us here at DBL,
we want to wish you a happy holiday
and a healthy new year. Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about making someone smile. Watch how one woman became Santa's little helper, spreading holiday cheer and reminding us what the reason for the season is all about.
This woman turned a Christmas decoration into a mailbox to Santa. Ariel Turner always puts out an impressive display of holiday decor. One of her decorations is a mailbox to Santa. After setting up the display, Ariel was surprised to find a letter for Santa inside.
Hi Santa, how are you? I know you make all the toys. Can you please bring for my sister Sophia My Little Pony, for my brother Jose a car, and for me a LOL OMG doll? I hope you don't get sick. Don't forget your mask. Love you, Alexia.
Ariel stepped in for Santa and sent Alexia a reply. Alexia's reaction to the letter was pure joy. Ariel spread the word on Facebook and she's gotten more letters, all of which have gotten a reply from Santa.
It really is wholesome. This is probably the most wholesome thing of 2020 in my opinion.
Special DBL Deal Blast coming up next.
Could someone be...
Welcome back, y'all. It's DBL, and it's time for some sweet, sweet deals. I'm excited because earlier my girl Steph showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's today's DBL Deal Blast presented by you guys know who. It's morningsave.com.
I love this part of the day. What do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals that you're going to absolutely fall in love in. So the first thing is something that's going to keep your face looking smooth, flawless and fresh. Ooh. Check this out. It's the 2-pack Almost Famous facial and brow wand.
Whoa.
Look at that. So this deal includes your choice of any of the combinations of 2 tools. So 2 brows, 2 facials, or 1 of each. So the set is designed to gently trim and remove any unwanted hair. So it's perfect for your eyebrows, your upper and lower lip. And the facial wand is perfect for helping makeup go on smoothly. And what I really like is that both the tools have got a built-in LED light for full visibility. So I'm really into that. So you don't nick anywhere you're not meant to. So normally it's about $60, right, for this kit. We've got it $20 for 2, saving 67%.
Amazing.
A lot of people love dermaplaning, and this is an alternative you can do at home for half the price, you know? Next up, we've got something that's going to update your bedroom decor that's stylish and chic.
Ooh, I like this.
It's the View Elements 3-piece coverlet bedding set. It feels fabulous. It's versatile and soft, and it's got this dainty quilted little pattern on there that creates a really rich texture and a soft lived-in aesthetic. And it's 100% cotton cover with a polyester fill, which means it's machine washable.
Heck yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
It comes with a coverlet, 2 pillow shams, and is available in 2 styles and 4 colors. So normally this is between $140 to $210 depending on the sizing that you get, Tori. We have it for $39.
Oh my God.
Saving 81%.
That's amazing. Can I be honest? The muted green, that minty muted, that sagey, I'm into.
Yes, and I love
that.
it.
Yeah, really, and I like the quilted pattern.
Classy, Tori.
Super classy.
Perfect. It's getting colder now, so I love that. There's nothing worse than opening up your pantry and not being able to find what you're looking for. It's awful. Well, you don't need to worry about it anymore with this Eternal Kitchen Ideas 7-piece airtight food container storage set. Love it. I love a good container, Tori.
Yes, you do.
I do. It comes with 7 canisters, 7 lids, 10 measuring spoons, 4 measuring cups, labels, and a marker. And you can easily identify what's in your pantry by writing down the date when you store it. I love it. Look at this.
She loves containers.
I love a container. Normally, these are $80, but we've got them for $35, saving up to 56%, and I'm taking this one home with me, Tori.
Yeah, you are.
Enough of them. Love it.
All of you type A people with your containers, you're all gleeful over this one.
Last but not least, I've got something that will help bring style to any wardrobe this holiday season. Check it out. It's the Bagatelle Faux Suede Draped Jacket. It comes with a cascading open front and a silver tone zipper and pockets for a chic style. I'm not kidding you. This is super soft vegan suede, and I'm in love with it because it's a really easy way to dress up for a video chat while you're working from home. Who says working from home cannot be stylish? It comes in taupe, sand, mustard, love mustard, lipstick, I love these names, and blue stone. So normally this is $99, which I think is a very fair price. Yeah. But we have it for our viewers for $25, saving 75% on looking chic.
Not only looking chic, that vegan suede is so hard to get and is always usually so expensive.
I would never know that this wasn't real suede.
Wow, really? It feels so good.
The feel, it's impeccable, really, to be honest.
You have swayed me.
Hey.
I love it. Head on over to morningsave.com, guys, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotion.
Tomorrow on DBL, outspoken and opinionated sportscaster Dale Hansen is looking back on 2020.
If this is not the worst year America has been through, it's on a very short list.
Don't miss his DBL take tomorrow on Daily Blast Live.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Perry Como, that's Perry Como. He just makes my heart swell, especially during Christmas. And I brought him up because he was just an everyday barber. I thought he was a house painter, but an everyday barber before people discovered his voice. Kind of like that dad. He could be the next Perry Como.
Maybe. I mean, look, I loved it. When I heard the song, I was like, oh, that's Perry Como. So, okay, it was still a random reference, but you absolved yourself, Sam.
Okay, good.
Shout out to Perry Como.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye, guys.